CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
It doesn't mean prices are dropping. It just means that they are rising at a slower rate than they were. You peel back the onion, there were a number of products, though, that actually did see a price decrease. But then on the flip side, a lot saw a huge price increase. Beef, as people are thinking about their holiday dinners, were up over 15%. You also saw electricity, utility gas, fuel oil.
The report comes hours after President Trump's primetime defense of his record on the economy and other major issues. CBS News White House correspondent Weijia Jiang.
The president insists that his economic policies are working, and any wins that have happened so far since he came into office in January are a result of his decisions. He also took a lot of time to make an argument against his predecessor, former President Joe Biden, and how Biden's policies, according to Trump, are the reason why there are any economic problems right now.
House Republicans passed a health care plan that does not extend Obamacare subsidies, and CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns says that prompted a mini revolt.
You saw 4 Republicans buck their party leadership and support that discharge petition to essentially force a vote on the House floor to extend those Obamacare tax subsidies. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson told us last night that according to House rules, you need 7 days at least to consider any sort of discharge petition, so he won't be able to bring it up until the next year.
Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has just announced new proposals that would effectively ban gender-affirming care for transgender youth.
We're done with junk science driven by ideological pursuits, not the well-being of children.
Now to Boston, where just days after being convicted of murdering his wife, Brian Walsh was sentenced.
The jury, having returned a guilty verdict on charge 1, murder in the first degree, he was sentenced to the state prison for the term of your natural life.
Anna Walsh disappeared 3 years ago. Her body was never found. Prosecutors relied on Walsh's online searches about dismemberment and disposing of a body to secure the conviction. Pope Leo today named a fellow Chicagoan, Bishop Ronald Hicks, to be the next Archbishop of New York.
I very much look forward to working closely and collaboratively with the priests, the deacons, the religious, the lay leaders of this archdiocese.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow is up 274 points. The S&P is up 79. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We are live with the latest on power outages and flooding, but first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. A crash is blocking 2 lanes on northbound 405 near Canyon Park. Floodwaters are still blocking State Route 167 northbound between Auburn and Kent. Travel times pretty decent for this time of day. Everett to Seattle 48 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle 64. Renton to Bellevue 32. Traffic brought to you by Subaru of Puyallup. During the Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $350 to charity for every new vehicle purchased. Visit SubaruofPuyallup.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Utility crews are making progress, but tens of thousands of Western Washington customers are still without power after this week's windstorm. Island County was hit particularly hard. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is on Camano Island. Luke, what's the situation like this morning?
Heather, 13,000 Snohomish PUD customers still without power this morning, mostly here on Camano Island, where I have seen downed trees and branches just about on every single road. And there are so many other roads on the island that are just closed. Crews working hard to restore that power, and folks like Andy are dealing with it the best they can.
No water, no power, of course. We have like a generator, so we just extension cord into the house for heat, and then we cooked with an air fryer yesterday and plugged into that.
Thousands are also without power on Whidbey Island. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is near the town of Skykomish, which has power outages, flooding, and the Highway 2 closure all to deal with. James, how are folks doing there?
Heather, I'm actually in the middle of town in Skykomish right now. I arrived here just about 3 minutes ago. There are only about 150 people who live here, and I'm told that everyone is without power. Now, the good news for the people here, a lot of them have backup generators or some type of backup battery system that keep their homes powered during times like this, but there are those who don't have those luxuries. Because of that, the team here down here at the King County Library here in Snoqualmie are hooking up a larger generator. They've already got a smaller one running, but they are hooking up a major big-time generator here so they can power not only the library, so there's a place for people to come in and stay warm, get a cup of coffee and perhaps some food, but they can also bring in cell phones and charge those, as well as iPads and things like that. So they're taking care of each other here in Snoqualmie, and we're told that PSE is crisscrossing this area, but some of the infrastructure that they need to reach is in difficult positions, hard to reach areas, but they are working around the clock. They're updating the members of the community here hour to hour about how that restoration is going, but currently on their website they're saying that they don't expect full restoration until sometime tonight. Live in Snoqualmie, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Floodwaters are seeping into areas they've rarely reached. At Herb Neiman's Steak and Schnitzel House in Everson, the owner tells KIRO 7 TV floodwaters poured into the restaurant last week.
The last time we flooded, everybody was kind of like, oh, it could never be that bad again. That was a once in 100 thing. And this was just such a shocker because not only did it happen so soon again, but it was worse.
She says because it's so expensive to run a restaurant in Washington state, she did not purchase flood insurance. Should Seattle basketball fans get their hopes up? NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says the league will decide on expansion in 2026 as it looks to add 2 teams.
Seattle and Las Vegas are 2 incredible cities. Obviously, we had a team in Seattle that had great success.
The Seattle Supersonics were moved to Oklahoma City back in 2008. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, everybody. You know why I'm here. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. It's good to be with y'all. I hope you guys are in a good mood and Christmas spirit. And also, my good friend Ursula is back. So
yes.
you know what that means?
What's that?
I ain't got to work today. hey, Ursula. Hey, your boy was working hard.
I was on my way to a doctor appointment, and I texted you because I heard you say, well, Chef's not here, Ursula's not here. I don't know if they're going to show up tomorrow. Like, wait a minute. That's so funny.
Good to have you back, Ursula.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, we had some fun. No, listen. Before you get to telling everybody, all the news that's coming up, I have a question for everyone, like I do to try to start every show. And this question is you got to stick around because in the next, 10, 12 minutes, we're going to be answering those. And you answer, you guys text in 888-973-5476. What is that one thing? What is your Christmas hill that you are willing to die on? What is that Christmas hill that you are willing to die on? I got one that, I'm dying on this hill. So text in, and in about 12 minutes, we can talk about it.
Okay, that sounds good. Right. I have a really good one, too.
Okay.
Text line again, 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Ursula's top stories of the day brought to you by Batfitter Northwest.
So how is your bank account doing these days?
I am bringing those high prices down and bringing them down very fast.
In case you missed it, President Trump used a rare primetime address to the nation last night to make a very political case about the economy.
Under the Biden administration, car prices rose 22% and in many states 30% or more. Gasoline rose 30 to 50%. Hotel rates rose 37%. Airfares rose 31%. Now under our leadership, they are all coming down and coming down fast.
And the president is also taking credit for increasing wages.
Wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that?
Now, his message is coming as polls show growing frustration with the economy, even among his own base. The reality is, unfortunately, inflation has picked back up since tariffs were announced this spring. Job growth has slowed, and unemployment has gone up to about 4.6%. the good news is the stock market is very strong. And while gas prices are down, unfortunately, many households say affordability is still the issue they feel most. So the question I want to pose to everybody, including you, is how are you feeling about the economy heading into 2026? Are you doing better today than you were a year ago?
Well, I think that's, for me, I don't think it really matters to the people as we're talking about the economy. I don't think how I'm doing financially matters. Here's how I judge the economy. And I got this from a book that I just finished up last week. An economy, a healthy economy, is not healthy when people out here are doing their very best, doing everything right, and they're still falling behind. When we talk about the economy, we talk about the stock market being up. We talk about corporate profits being up. We talking about billionaires doing great. So what does that mean for everyone else? Because right now there are a lot of people where this economy isn't working. Grocery prices are up, rent costs are up, child care is up, health care is up, to purchase a vehicle is up. And many right now are just constantly paying more. So I just want to say this again, and I'll just keep it simple. A healthy economy is healthy when you don't have a lot of people that don't commit crimes. They're going to work every day. They're working 40 hours a week. They're doing everything right. They're crossing T's and they're dotting I's, and they're still falling behind. The day comes when people are able to do the right thing and work hard and be able to make it. That's a healthy economy.
And like you, I mean, I'm not going to use my own situation to explain, although I will say when it comes to wages, wages are not keeping up with inflation.
Yeah,
that's not happening right now, and I would argue that I'm going to guess that a lot of people are going to be saying the same thing. Stock market is great, but not everybody, unfortunately, gets to take part with their 401ks, et cetera.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out, though, that the president did say he is sending a $1,776 warrior dividend to about 1.4 million service members. That is in honor of the upcoming 250th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And he says those checks are already on the way. They're being paid for by tariff revenue. And unfortunately, a new poll shows that most Americans are still reporting higher grocery, higher electricity bills, and spending more on holiday gift prices.
Yeah, and to add on top of what you just said right here, and this is the part that we come here and we do this show every single day, talking to the amazing people that listen to our show. We right now are having more faith. We look up more to these billionaire CEOs than we do our neighbor. We will have more trust in these billionaires than we do our neighbor. And what I'm saying is it feels like, Ursula, that we look at wealth and we look at people that have a lot of money, that it equals wisdom. Like, oh my goodness, that person is extremely rich. They must be wise. And we look at someone's lack of wealth and we look at that these days as if that's failure. That's how we are judging things that are happening. We're judging people with platforms and who has a lot of things to say. The people with wealth have wisdom, and the people that don't, that's absolute failure, right? And the reason why they're in that situation is because they made bad choices. No, Irene, there's a lot of people right now that don't do drugs, right? That don't stay out late. They do everything they're supposed to do. They work hard. They're dependent upon. They can be called at 6:45 in the morning and they still show up at 7:15 and do the job. And these people right here, they don't get celebrated.
You are absolutely right. Okay, text us 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. Again, the question is simple. How are you feeling about the economy heading into 2026? And if you're doing better today than you were a year ago, or if you're doing worse, tell us how that is. A growing homeless encampment in Seattle's Mount Baker neighborhood is expected to be cleared tomorrow, and it is landing right in the middle of a bigger question. What is going to happen next under the incoming Mayor Katie Wilson? This camp sits along 26th Avenue South. It's near an American Red Cross facility, and neighbors say there's open drug use, there's suspected drug dealing, stolen property is turning up inside this encampment. But many are also questioning whether just clearing it is actually going to change anything, or is it just going to force the tents to move a few blocks away? As you know, Katie Wilson has been critical of outgoing Mayor Bruce Harrell's sweep first approach, and she says it's just all cosmetic and ineffective without real shelter options to move people into. So she is arguing for fast-tracking emergency housing and then expanding long-term supports instead of relying on the sweeps.
Yeah.
So my question to you and anyone who's listening right now is, which approach do you favor when it comes to encampments?
Prevention, but
yes.
But that's not your question. Look, I'll agree with Katie Wilson when she says just relying on sweeps to fix the problem. That's not a good plan. Agree. I agree with that. The problem is, and this is what I believe Katie Wilson, and by the way, if I'm wrong, when this Katie Wilson comes in and she starts being mayor, and in 2 years, she makes a real big dent, she gets to the point where, Ursula, in your top stories, you're saying, hey, there has been a decrease in the homeless population in Seattle, right? If we see a decrease and people are doing better financially and all those things, I'll be the first one to say, hey, Katie Wilson, I was wrong.
Yeah.
The thing is, and this is no shot at her, this is way bigger than some simple fix. And since we've been doing our show, we are constantly talking about what needs to do to fix the hole in the boat and prevent people from getting that way. So by the time we all see them unhoused, that means they're far beyond sleeping on Ursula's couch. They're far beyond sleeping in their car. This is the last part you see, which is chronic. So when you see that part, that means that whoever those people are, there has been a failure in the system for a long time. One last thing. If in a year or two, you get on there and you say, hey, everyone, there has been a dramatic increase in beds for those unhoused. I'll be like, oh, my goodness, I was wrong. Do I think that's going to happen? No. I do not think that there's going to be an increase in beds. I don't think there's going to be a decrease in the homelessness population. So what are we talking about? We just kicking the damn can down the road.
Yeah. So I don't think the answer is sweeps alone. So I will agree with her on that. However, I will give credit to Mayor Harrell, who campaigned on because during the pandemic, it slid so far back to where it was like inaction. And compassion cannot mean inaction because there were encampments everywhere. Mm-hmm. And if you're waiting for the perfect solution, the inaction is going to create even more problems for everybody. And it is just flat out inhumane to allow people to continue to live in those conditions. The whole Just Care model, which is what Katie is a proponent of, relies on hotel rooms, intensive case management, wraparound services, which is great. It's also very expensive. It's also hard to scale, and it's very slow if there aren't real places for people to move into, or if there are people who are just flat out refusing. And coming up at 10 o'clock, you are going to hear a story that Charlie Harger did this morning that is going to be astounding and both infuriating and just sad, where people are just saying, well, there's nothing we can do about it. Yeah. And there's a 9-year-old boy caught in the middle of it. Yeah. So what we need is outreach with urgency. We need real offers of shelter. We need clear timelines, and we need accountability. It can't just be government doing everything.
You know what we need also, Ursula? We need less buzzwords. In 2026, look, if you guys listen to the show, you guys know the buzzwords. Y'all tired of hearing these buzzwords? All these buzzwords is just like, hey, this is like corporate America. Hey, we're going to circle back results in the new year. We need results. I need to make an apology to Irene from Tacoma. Hey, Irene.
I know.
She said, hey, I'm not liking this trend. You keep using Irene. Irene from Tacoma, I apologize.
And can we just drop the whole Karen thing, too?
I don't say Karen, but she's trying to say that I'm making Irene the new Karen.
Exactly. She's right. Okay, gee, this is it. The Seahawks are staring down their biggest test yet with playoff positioning and the NFC's top seed very much on the line. Mm-hmm. So, in case you've not been paying attention, they're going to be playing the Rams tonight at Lumen Field. Mm-hmm. Kickoff is at 5:15. Uh-huh. So here's head coach Mike McDonald, though. He says the team is just getting ready like they do for every game.
Look, I get it. It's y'all's job to put all the meaning behind it. It's our job to go play great football. So it's all good. I get it. It's exciting, but every game's exciting.
I was like, can you check for a pulse? Can we check? Does this man have a pulse?
Hey, Mike McDonald, let me tell you something. I've been around this NFL a long time, my boy. Matter of fact, I'm a little older than you. As a matter of fact, I had Super Bowl champion Brandon Mebane on the show. Paul was there, and Paul knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Hey, Ursula, I asked Brandon Mebane, I said, hey, man, it's a big game tomorrow, Thursday night. Yeah. Now, we fans, we get all up in arms, but usually you players says, oh, it's just another game. Is it just another game?
No way.
No way. Wait a minute, Ursula. He tells us a story about how he was on his way to the stadium to come play a game. The game was so big, it was going to be against the Saints. The game was so big that he got in the bathroom and got sick. That's how bad his nerves were. So, listen, don't let coach speak. Hey, Mike Mike McDonald, I love you, bro. Yeah. I really do. Yeah. You know it's a big game.
But you can't, and it is for LA as well.
Yeah.
And so, but let's talk about what is going down, because I see that we have no left tackle. Charles Cross is out.
And they have no Devontae Adams in their wide receiver.
Okay. Oh. Yeah. So which is a bigger impact? Because the last time we played the Rams, right? Uh-huh. Sam Darnold, wasn't that when he had 4 interceptions?
Yeah, he threw some picks.
And
he threw some picks.
If you have the best offensive lineman out.
Yeah, we have to do a better job of limiting Trey Rose for the Rams. And we also have to make sure that the Seahawks are able to run the ball, real simple, and continue to play good defense. I do. Here's a question for everybody. Right now, Ursula, Christmas is in 7 days, is in a week now. Right now, don't hesitate. Would you forego your Christmas gifts for a Seahawks win tonight?
No.
Ursula's got some goodies under the tree this year.
I would not. Okay, wait. And before we end, because I hear the music already, speaking of things that you would forego or not forego.
They want the Christmas, and folks are asking.
Yeah. What are you going to,
You talking about what is the one thing that the Christmas hill you will die on?
Yes.
A fake tree is better than a real tree.
No way.
What?
No way.
I'm dying on that.
Although
I'm dying on that.
I will tell you, okay.
What you got?
My thing that I'm going to die on is homemade ornaments are way better than those ones that you buy at the store.
Disagree. Disagree.
Just hide the ones from your ex, right?
The homemade ornaments. No, from the kids. If you have kids or grandkids, those homemade ornaments, I want them front and center on my tree, not hidden in the back.
Here's a hill I die on. If you both agree, you and your significant other, hey, this year, let's not get each other presents. Fellas, you better not fall for that trap. The hill I'll die on is if you don't give Mama, if you don't give Kathy, if you don't give Tracy that gift, she will talk about you and be mad.
Yeah. There's only one person. I will die on this hill. There's only one person in that arrangement who really wants that.
The woman?
It's usually not the woman.
Oh, sorry.
They're saying they don't want a gift. They're basically doubling down, saying it better be pretty good.
Allison says, I'm dying with you, G. Fake trees are 100%. Matter of fact, Ursula, you did some research.
I did.
You did some research. Tell the people, because I did no dang on research.
4 out of 5 households in America have a fake tree.
Hey, let's go. Let's go.
No way.
Let's go.
I was shocked when they said 80%.
Okay, well, text in. What hill would you die on? Would you die on, like, underwear is actually a great gift to give dad? What would you die on?
Gotta have your Christmas lights up.
Your house there has to be a decoration. There has to be lights up. There's got to be something going on.
On the exterior? Because right now, I'm telling you right now.
Preferably exterior, but at least you got to have a cozy section of your house, at least with holiday stuff.
Nick, what you dying on?
Got to be a little bit of lights indoors. Doesn't have to be outdoors. And also, I'm bowing off dietary cookbooks for Christmas presents or any sort of. Don't get me something from Barnes & Noble, for crying out loud.
No self-help books either. Get those out of here.
That's the same category.
Okay, text us.
Okay, 9:47, Allie's favorite game, Would You Rather. That'll happen. But up next, Sully has been doing this whole thing called The Good and the Bad of Sound Transits 2025. And next week's going to be The Ugly. So he joins us next. Gee Ursula.
When extreme weather hits Western Washington,
A flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along.
KIRO Newsradio is the first place you turn.
We have team coverage this morning.
Live in Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Which communities are hit hardest?
Skagit River again going to flood to major levels.
What it means for your commute.
Northbound 167 underwater.
MyNorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
It's officially Subaru season, and now is the perfect time to upgrade. Subaru of Puyallup has a great selection of 2025 models with exceptional savings, including the all-weather favorites, the Crosstrek and Outback. Don't miss the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, where Subaru and Subaru of Puyallup donate $350 to charity for every new vehicle purchased. Start shopping today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Storm damage can hit your home hard, your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear-out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Guys, if you're worn down, putting on weight, dealing with low T symptoms, or ED, something's off. Ignoring symptoms doesn't fix the real issue. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels. A $400 value. It checks testosterone, blood sugar, cholesterol, kidney, liver, thyroid, and heart health. The key areas that reveal what's driving low T, ED, and more. Plus, qualified patients get up to 25% off select treatments now through year end. This gives you a clear answer on what's off and the steps to improve it. Over 120,000 patients have trusted Revive since 2011 because the results are real. Claim your free full diagnostic panel today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Care Partners Senior Living is growing. Amanda here. We are very excited to introduce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, and North Creek Bothell, bringing compassionate, quality care at an affordable price, closer to more of you. Visit carepartnersliving.com today.
Veterans, if you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may be able to cut your monthly expenses.
Many people accumulated a lot of debt over the past few years, and even if you have a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is VA loan rates have dropped, and that means you can do a VA cash-out refinance to pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one of our VA clients saved $1,268 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or a highly experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. With tens of thousands of customers still without power after this week's windstorm, utility crews are out in force. And here's something they really shouldn't have to deal with.
We had someone disregard cones and a road closure sign, drive through, and then somehow get themselves high-centered on a utility pole.
Snohomish County PUD's Kelly Stickney there. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is on Camano Island, which got pounded with those high winds. Luke, what's the situation this morning?
Well, it's not great, but it is getting better bit by bit here, Heather. 13,000 Snohomish PUD customers are without power in this area, in this region, mostly all of them here on Camano Island. I have seen downed trees and branches everywhere on every road throughout the island. So many roads are closed as well. And for folks here like Emily, well, it has been a very long week.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Seen anything like it.
Thousands are also without power on Whidbey Island right now. Live on Camano Island, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the town of Skycomish, one of many cities dealing with power outages and flood damage. He joins us live. James?
Heather, PSE says that they have about 32,900 customers still without power. Their active outages have dropped now from about 404 to 384. That includes the entire town of Skycomish. Only 150 people live here, and they are without power. Fortunately for them, the King County Library here in town is trying to help them make a way through the storm.
I believe the whole town is out, and there's 150 residents, so a lot of them have backup power systems, but for those that don't, we're hoping to be a sanctuary for them a little bit.
Yeah, they're putting in a big generator there in the library. They're telling everybody in town if you need to come to stay warm, to read, or to compute, you can do it at the King County Library. Reporting live in Skycomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Another round of gusty weather is expected this afternoon. Flood warnings remain in effect for several rivers, including the Skagit, Cedar, White, and Green rivers. Most are expected to crest today, but not at the historic levels we saw days ago. New numbers show inflation is slowing. Bankrate financial analyst Stephen Cates.
Prices are not falling. Prices are still rising. They're just rising at a slower rate.
The Labor Department's latest consumer price index grew at an annual rate of 2.7% in November. That's down from 3% in September. Authorities in North Carolina say multiple people have died in the crash of a Cessna C-550 while landing at Statesville Regional Airport. That airport provides facilities for Fortune 500 companies and several NASCAR teams. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 17 points. NASDAQ is ahead 308. KIRO News Radio traffic. 3 of 4 lanes of southbound I-5 on the Ship Canal Bridge are blocked right now. You also have a crash blocking 2 lanes on northbound 405 near Canyon Park. You're backed up through Bothell. Floodwaters have blocked State Route 167 northbound between Auburn and Kent. Travel times pretty typical for what we'd see or better for this time of day. Everett to Seattle 31 minutes, Federal Way to Seattle 52, Renton to Bellevue 29. Traffic brought to you by the Seattle Mariners. This holiday, give the gift of Mariners baseball. Grab tickets at mariners.com/tickets. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
I'm their conduit, and I'm glad to do it.
Thank you for joining us here on the Gee and Ursula Show. And all this week, Chris Sullivan has been looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to transportation issues. And he joins us now. We missed the good part, so just do a quick
Isn't that just
first.
like you guys to forget the good stuff
No.
and the positive stuff? Isn't that always typical of your show? Focusing on the hate.
Wait, it's not typical of the show.
I know, I'm just joking.
You ever in a relationship and you just like, hey, so you forget all the good, huh?
Yeah,
we
I'm
want to
just
make sure
messing.
we
Yeah.
emphasize the good, so give it to us.
Yeah, so just a couple of things on the good. The couple of projects wrapped up this year. So we have the new interchange at 529 off of I-5 in Marysville. That's good. The new diverging diamond at 18 and 90 opened up this year. So that's good. Plus the widening up to Tiger Mountain. So that's positive, adding capacity there. They opened up that new mile of the 509 Expressway off of I-5. So that's a project that wrapped up, whether you like tolling or not. I know there's a lot of not. About 7,800 people a day use that, which isn't bad. I mean, it's only a mile. Another thing that's positive is that they kind of standardized the tolling system by bringing 167 into the 2000s based on, making it match what we have on 405. So that's positive. State ferries back to full service for the first time since the pandemic in terms of having the number of boats available like that. And at the airport, we've had some wins at the airport. I know SEA or SeaTac Airport, you guys, like to make fun of our good friend Perry Cooper. I get it. I do too.
No, one of us.
I worked with him down in Portland. But anyway, so we now have 6 checkpoints available for TSA. So the new number 1 opened, which is great on the south end.
Yeah, G has something to say about that.
I have been going back and forth in real time, tagging Ursula.
Yes.
She saw it. I hit Coop up like 3 weeks ago, and I'm like, Coop! By the way, hey, Coop, I giving you and SCA a hard time. Hey, Sully, it's been going down like 4 flat tires at SCA. It looks fantastic.
Yeah,
and they got the full-grown mirrors so I can get my selfie for the gram.
Yeah. Yeah, and that
And
new
7-Eleven now?
Yeah, checkpoint 5 is now the new checkpoint 6, the one at the north end. They finally opened that up.
Yeah.
So they've added a whole bunch of new TSA capacity there. So that's a positive. Obviously, there's a ton of construction still going on, making it difficult to get in and out. And the other good story was the Real ID thing turned out to be a nothing burger.
Yes.
We
did talk about that.
I only wish someone in the studio told me it was not going to be a big deal. Well, someone else waited 2 months to try to get her enhanced ID. But
I finally have my appointment.
Good.
Finally.
Well, the good news, you do better have it by February.
Oh, yes.
Because in February, they actually are going to start charging people $45.
It's in January.
I look at Gigi's like, he's not buying that either.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. No, I
buy that.
Yeah.
I buy that. Make a buck. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah, so those were good. So let's highlight those.
Okay, yes. Okay, now
the bad.
Uh-oh.
Stop hitting bridges.
Yeah.
Seriously, people stop hitting bridges.
Yeah.
We had those 3 overheight trucks hit bridges. I mean, we took out the White River Bridge for 2 months between Enumclaw and Buckley. You talked about that a lot with the communities on either side struggled on that. We had the guy who left his lift up and took out a girder on 167, and we still have lane restrictions there. Then we have the dude who didn't follow his trip permit or his pilot car and took out the Bullfrog overpass in Cle Elum on I-90, and we're working with that. So.
Who pays for that?
Right now, we do, and the feds do, because Governor Ferguson got some emergency was going to get some Fed money for that. But I anticipate 3 different lawsuits here to try to recoup that money, because taxpayers should not have to pay for other people's stupidity or whatever it turns out to be. So there's that. Of course, part of that bad is kind of a national story that we're all kind of looking at about the realities of what's happening with our CDL holders and drivers. We can talk at length about that at a different time.
The big screw up by the Department of Licensing.
Yeah, here in our state, 700.
Yes.
700, and nationally, almost 10,000 drivers have been found that don't have proper CDLs, and we're driving big rigs. So, I mean, that's something, a story that's kind of fallen a little bit under the radar, but is very impactful to some very small towns. We lost the Fairfax Bridge. You may not know where that is. It goes over the Carbon River. That takes you up to the very northwest corner of Mount Rainier, Mowich Lake, a huge recreation area, huge tourist area. 103-year-old bridge. They had to shut it down because the steel was bad after years and decades, really, of not doing any maintenance on it. Again,
so who pays for that?
Well, we're going to pay for it because the government screwed up and failed to do the maintenance that they need to. Basically has cut off the entire funding source for the little town of Wilkeson that relies on tourism and things like that. So that's another bad one. And then, of course, the other biggie for the bad is we found out that we're going to be 18 months late in opening up the Renton to Bellevue 405 express toll lanes. They were supposed to be open this year. They're not going to open until summer of 2027 because the contractor hasn't been living up to its end of the deal, according to the state, and the state is now suing their contractor. So those are kind of the three bad guys that we have going on. I haven't released the ugly, because believe me, there is ugly. That'll come out just in time for Christmas to give everybody positive news on Tuesday.
Chris, you only point out the bad and the ugly. Okay,
well, no, anyway, I do the good. But no, so the bad, I think you could probably guess what the uglies might be. If you
Sound Transit, let me guess.
Yeah, the ugly, probably gas prices. And related to the Climate Commitment Act that really doesn't do anything. What's my other one on that? What's my other? I don't want to give it all the way away. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the month of hell. Who could forget the month of hell? And, oh, by the way, it's coming back next year for the whole year.
Oh, no.
8 months of hell.
Oh, no. Okay, Sully?
Yeah.
We thank you.
I hope you guys are in next week to hear the ugly.
Oh, yeah. We are.
Good.
At least early.
Well, I'm the Grinch.
Coming up next here on the Gee Ursula Show, world famous game that we play every Tuesdays and Thursdays is called Would You Rather? Gee Ursula.
12s are on their feet.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. Championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tonight at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
You know, I love my Subaru Outback, which we purchased from Carter Subaru. I have a challenge for you. If the next time you're in a parking lot and you see, there are a lot of Subarus, people drive Subarus around here, check out their license plates because you're going to notice that a lot of people have Carter Subaru license plates. Why? Because they are a dealership that will treat you like you are family. It is why we are repeat customers. And Carter Subaru is Seattle's only Subaru dealership. They've got the state's largest selection. So if you've been thinking about upgrading, now is the time. And right now is one of my favorite times of the year. The Subaru Share the Love event. For every new Subaru purchase, Subaru will donate $250 to one of 6 charities, and one of them is our hometown favorite, Treehouse. So you're not just buying a great car, you are doing a lot of good at the same time. If you want a dealership that actually listens and treats you with respect and makes everything so easy, go see my friends at Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard, or you can always start at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 12/31/25.
The older I get, the more I come to fear holiday gifts. I don't need any more socks, coffee mugs, body wash that smells like who knows what. But last year, my kids got me the perfect gift, Omaha Steaks. The bacon-wrapped filet mignons were juicy and it paired perfectly with the split lobster tail skewers. I topped the Omaha Steaks burgers with their apple-smoked bacon. Best burger I've had all year. I've been hinting for the last 3 months that I want Omaha Steaks again this year. Fingers crossed. But right now, listeners get an extra $35 off their order with promo code SKY at checkout. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Right now is the perfect time to save on delicious gifts and holiday hosting favorites. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code SKY.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurucka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens.
But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers.
And no cataracts.
Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract.
K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless.
And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you.
Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at k2visionrle.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently.
Go to k2visionrle.com.
Make this the last holiday season in that old kitchen. Hi, this is Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Our solid wood refacing system delivers a luxurious new kitchen way easier and less expensive than a tear-out. You won't believe the difference. Heritage Homecraft's specialty is custom cabinet refacing and quartz countertops. With Heritage Homecraft, custom means built from scratch just for you. Our own craftsmen, not subcontractors, will reface your existing cabinet boxes with 1/4-inch thick solid hardwood and add new custom-built solid hardwood doors. We can make design changes, add cabinets, install custom features, and top it all off with a brand new quartz countertop. With the holidays here, I know everyone's busy, but if you order your new Heritage Homecraft kitchen now for select install dates after the new year, I'll give you 12% off the entire project. Hey, all year long and especially next holiday season, you'll be delighted that you did. Call today, Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Retirement used to feel like something way off in the distance, and suddenly it's not. And like so many of you, I want to make sure the money I've spent a lifetime saving will actually last. That's why I work with Trajan Wealth. Ursula Reutin here. My husband and I recently sat down with Marty, and she took the time to understand our goals, our financial situation, and what we want the next chapter to look like. And because Trajan Wealth advisors are fiduciaries, they're required to put your interests first. The plan she came up with isn't shaped by commissions or products. It's shaped around our lives. Trajan is veteran-owned, and they specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings build a smart, long-term strategy. So if you're starting to think seriously about your retirement, start with a team I trust. Call Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC-registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
We're making a difference, everybody. G. Scott here. Thanks to your generosity, more than $2.5 million has been donated to Nourishing Neighbors at Safeway, and those grocery cars have already helped families across Washington. But the need is growing. Rising costs and now massive flooding have displaced families from their homes. Please help. When you shop at Safeway, donate at checkout. Your gift provides grocery cars so families can shop with dignity. Learn more at nourishingneighbors.com. Hey everybody, it's Gee Ursula. A 9-year-old boy is living in a drug-filled tent near Aurora. Police have been called, CPS have been called, nothing's been done. Well, at 10 o'clock, Charlie Harger will join us with an investigation that everyone, every parent, all of you need to hear. So we do that at 10 o'clock. But right now, we don't have the world-famous music, but we're going to play the game called Would You Rather, and we do this all the time. I'll get right to it. Would you rather, this is, by the way, this is Christmas Day edition. Would you rather open all of your gifts early at 6 a.m. or wait until maybe after lunch or after Christmas brunch to open them? What would you rather do?
Not even just when I was a parent of young children, but today. Who wants to open them at 6 a.m.?
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I'm sorry. The only reason you're doing it is because Santa dropped off the presents early and the kids can't wait.
Ursula, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I don't know if I'm going to get fired, but if I do, I need you to go take up for me. I need a little foreplay with my Christmas gifts.
You need the teaser. You need
the tease.
Yeah,
I need to be teased.
Well, what does that look like?
It looks like, I'm having my coffee or your hot cocoa or your eggnog.
Yes.
And you staring over there and they're standing back at you and you staring and you just looking at them and you just love the wrapping, right? You love the wrapping that which the presents are wearing. And then you look at the wrapping and you just say to yourself, self, I can't wait to take off that wrapping off that present that I know is mine.
I see. Okay. I have a question for you, and I have a question for all of you. Mm-hmm. So you all know the text line already, but I'll repeat it in a second.
Yeah.
Do you like it when everyone in your group, so let's just say the family's all together and you're opening gifts, does everybody open all at once at the same time? Or, okay, why are you cringing? Or do you go one by one and everyone pays attention as someone opens their gift?
I don't like the one by one, but everybody does it. It's so like, we all say the same things. Like even if you don't feel that way.
Okay, then if you don't feel that way, don't fake it.
You can't
Just
lie.
Keep your mouth shut or drink another sip of coffee.
You can't lie on Christmas. We be lying on Christmas. You open up and Billy's got that pair of socks and you're like, oh, I've been needing these this whole time. You lying.
Okay. But if you're just ripping everything to shreds and opening it as fast as possible, everyone does it at the same time. 3 minutes in, you're like, okay, what's next?
Christmas is done.
And when you think of how much time went into it, I think it really it behooves everybody to take a moment to take a deep breath. Mm-hmm. Maybe stop in the middle, have some dessert, then go back to it instead of just ripping them all open.
All right, I want you to answer this honestly. Okay? Nobody, I want the real people to answer this honestly. Would you rather Christmas be all about the gifts or all about family, even sometimes when family is complicated?
I'll take family. Right now, for all of you who are going through the same thing, I desperately miss the days when, even as complex as it was, our family would get together and there was always some kind of drama going on. But I had my in-laws and my parents and all the cousins could play together, and I just miss that.
Yeah, good stuff.
How about you?
Gifts. What are you talking about?
How about you, Paul?
Oh man, I'm not gonna. I loved gifts. I used to organize all the presents I would put all the presents in piles and stack everything up for everybody. I was the little elf to start things off. I think now it's family. I'm really enjoying going and I make sure I visit my family every year, but we've never lived with all of our extended family, so it's just been my immediate family. I've never had a big Christmas where all the families, all the in-laws, everybody's coming, but I'm about to go experience it for the first. I'm going to the in-law Christmas coming up next week, so I'm diving full into the new family. So I think that's going to be fun.
You're just at the beginning of that whole journey.
Absolutely.
Wait,
yeah.
Are you staying at their house?
I'm staying with my wife's parents. Yeah.
You stay with the wife's parents.
Mm-hmm.
Paul just wants those extra Alaska Airlines gift cards.
By the way, we found out yesterday.
Yeah.
This dude, Paul, is the most thoughtful gift giver.
He's a gift genius. He expanded our horizons with gift cards.
Oh, he was giving us so much game yesterday.
Oh my gosh, I'm okay. We're going to kind of share some more of those tips.
We can talk more. We got 10:30 coming up.
Steve texted in and said, "I suddenly feel real bad for Ursula's kids."
Don't feel bad for her kids.
I was going to say, y'all met my kids.
What was that about?
I think they're doing okay.
Family first. That's
Family
the spirit
first.
of the season.
Great boys.
All right,
And the
we're going to get on out of here. Good stuff. Hey, go refill your coffee, your water bottle, whatever it is that you must stick around for this, because a 9-year-old boy is living in a drug-filled tent near Aurora. Police have been called. CPS has been called. Nothing has been done. Our very own Charlie Harger is going to join us with an investigation that all of us need to hear. We do that next. Gee Ursula.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners
This is the moment.
for making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit IRGPT.com, IRGPT.com.
You pledged your life to serve. You made sacrifices, lost loved ones. At VA, we don't see the falls you've taken. We see the 1,000 times you've stood back up. We embrace your uniqueness and won't trivialize your hardships. We can't promise to heal all wounds or wash away all trauma, but we do see a path forward. We see all veterans. We see you. Learn how treatment works and recovery is possible. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-230-2777. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-230-2777. That's 800-230-2777 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-230-2777. 800-230-2777.
Guys, leave weight gain, low T, and ED in 2025. For a limited time, Revive Men's Health Washington is offering free full diagnostic panels, a $400 value. Claim your free panel today. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Eggland's Best.
I'm Steve Kathan. A day before the Epstein Files release deadline, House Democrats have put out a third batch of photos from the convicted sex offender's estate. CBS's Scott McFarland.
The value here is it does whet the appetite for people who want to know what's in the actual investigative files of Jeffrey Epstein, the things that were relevant for the criminal investigators and the criminal misconduct. That's what we expect to get in some way, shape, or form, in some quantity, tomorrow.
Republicans accuse Democrats of cherry-picking photos for political gain. The Trump administration's proposing new restrictions that would effectively ban gender-affirming care for children. The plan includes cutting off federal Medicaid and Medicare funding from hospitals that provide it to kids. FDA Commissioner Marty McCary.
A society putting kids on a path of chest binders, drugs, castration, mastectomies, and other procedures is a path that now many kids regret.
President Trump is poised to sign an order today that would reclassify marijuana. CBS's Michael Toscano is in Washington.
Sources familiar with the planning tell CBS News the order is expected to move marijuana off the Schedule I drug list, which includes drugs such as heroin and LSD, described as having a high potential for abuse. The plan is to move it to Schedule III, which includes substances such as Tylenol with codeine, described as having low potential for physical and psychological dependence.
More than 20 Republican senators signed on to a letter urging Trump to keep marijuana on Schedule I. Hours after the president's primetime defense of his record, a new economic report.
The Labor Department's latest consumer price index grew at an annual rate of 2.7% in November, down from 3% in September.
And that is much lower than was expected.
Bankrate financial analyst Stephen Cates says the tightening labor market is having an impact.
If consumers are not running out to spend as much, then that's going to have less upward pressure on prices.
Cates says if the December CPI also shows inflation cooling, the Fed may cut interest rates again in early 2026. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
A sheriff has confirmed multiple fatalities in a business jet crash at Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina, north of Charlotte. Airport Director John Ferguson.
We have no information on any cause. The airport now is closed until further notice. It will take some time to get the debris off the runway to get it safe again.
And checking Wall Street, right now the Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 171 points. The S&P is up 67. NASDAQ is higher. This is CBS News.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best eggs. They're just so delicious, with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best.
As utility crews work to get the lights back on, and more windy weather is on tap. Details coming up. At first, KIRO Newsradio traffic. 3 of 4 lanes on southbound I-5 in the express lanes are blocked at the Ship Canal Bridge. Floodwaters that block State Route 167 northbound between Auburn and Kent. The crash has been cleared, though, from northbound 405 near Canyon Park. Traffic brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino. Live professional boxing is back with the main event February 6th at the Emerald Queen Casino.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Another round of gusty weather is expected this afternoon as utility crews work to get the lights back on for tens of thousands of customers who lost power in the last storm. Live to KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey on Camado Island. Luke, there's progress, but still people in the dark?
Yeah, that's right. Still people in the dark this morning. There is progress, though, like you said. Snohomish PUD says 11,000 customers are without power now, down from 13,000 a little bit ago. Now, most of those outages are on Camano Island, where I have seen downed trees and branches all over the roads there. After all the rain we've had, the flooding and the high winds, and now the power outages, folks like Andy say enough is enough.
Yeah, I'm done with it, I guess. Yeah, wind's probably the worst. I mean, flooding sucks if you're in the flood zone. Mainly, I've just been running into road closures.
Plenty of road closures on Camano Island, as well as crews are everywhere around the island, dotted, getting those power lines back up and running. People in nearby Marysville, Arlington, and Lake Stevens also without power this morning. Live on Camano Island, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch is in the town of Skycomish, where they're also dealing with power outages and flooding. James, how are folks doing there?
Heather, I'm told the entire town of Skycomish is without power. That's about 150 residents without lights and heat, but you can hear the hum of generators all over town, so a lot of this community was prepared. Now, when I got here, I'd been here about a half an hour, hadn't seen a single resident. Then I ran across Chase Weber. He tells me the town has been without power on and off for more than a week.
Lights went out, I think, last Wednesday, came back on Friday or Saturday, and then they went back out Tuesday, I think.
And they've been without power since then. Weber says this happens all the time, even in the summer, but he says most families are prepared. They have generators, and those who aren't are getting help from their neighbors. Live in Skycomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Business and homeowners are surveying the damage after a levee along the Green River breached earlier this week and flooded a Kent neighborhood. The damage is costly.
You should plan on at least $30,000 for the machinery, all of the seeds and supplies, your house.
Have a scrapyard and auto wrecking yard down there, and it's all underwater.
King County crews are working to shore up the levee. Cleanup could take weeks. The man accused of stabbing a Bellevue police officer at the downtown transit center is expected in court today. 38-year-old Mohammed Moray Bangura is accused of ambushing officers at the transit center after making a fake 911 call. He's charged with first and second-degree assault. Seattle Starbucks baristas plan to rally today. Workers say Starbucks has failed to finalize a fair union contract. The company says it's committed to bargaining in good faith. First place in the NFC West is on the line when the Seahawks take on the Rams in Seattle tonight. Both teams are 11-3. Hawks coach Mike McDonald.
I feel like we're a connected team. I feel like we're a tough team. And so let's go do it. Let's go rip it.
Kickoff 5:15 right here on KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy again today with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. You know why I'm here. It is the Gee and Ursula Show at 10:30. 10:30, we ask a question at the beginning of the show. What is the Christmas hill that you're willing to die on? I told everyone that I say fake trees over real trees, and a lot of you all text in. So what we're going to do, Paul gathered those texts, Ursula. At 10:30, we're going to go through it. And if you missed it, this is your chance to text in. What is that Christmas hill you'll die on?
And I said that I prefer homemade ornaments. You know, if you have kids, the ones that the kids came up with, or the grandkids, and I like to have them front and center. Mm-hmm. You know what? No one agrees with me.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Text us, 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I'm not changing that, though. I still want that.
You still want that?
And by the way, I am the 1 in 5 that's still going to go for the real tree. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're going to share some of the things that y'all texted in. 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
I want my tree to have a BBL. Okay, move on. Let's go.
What's new at 10?
Well, we're going to get very serious here because we are going to share a very powerful story. This is not a homelessness story. It is a fentanyl story, one that exposes how this powerful drug a fractured system, and indifference have all collided. And as Seattle Morning host Charlie Harker found in his investigative report, a 9-year-old boy is caught in the wreckage while the system looks the other way.
It's not a homelessness issue. We are facing addiction like never seen before.
She's a fentanyl addict. She's open about it. Oh, no, they make him wait in the bushes.
This is not a story about homelessness. This is a story about fentanyl and a 9 or 10-year-old boy abandoned in his tent while his mother turns tricks on Aurora Avenue. Neighbors here have been calling CPS for months now, and the answer is always the same. They say the boy is not in imminent danger.
This has got to stop. We are at a place where this city has politicized this homelessness issue, and it's not a homelessness issue. We are facing addiction like never seen before, and this is an acute and perfect example of a scenario where a 9-year-old boy is suffering the consequences as a result of 2 parents who have addiction problems and are refusing help.
Jenna Ducato is a neighbor. She met the boy about 6 weeks ago.
His clothes are dirty. He has dirt under his fingernails. He had a audibly distressing chest cold. He had dirt green mucus in his nostrils, evident that he hasn't probably had a bath or a shower in quite some time.
Andrew Steelsmith lives 2 doors down. He has a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. He's watched this situation get worse for 4 months now.
She's a fentanyl addict. She's open about it. There have been kind of a rotating door of men that have been coming in and out.
When Andrew asked one of them what he was doing, the man said he was giving her bandages. Sure, bandages.
But they'd be in there, and it's obvious what they were doing. You could hear it. There's a 9-year-old in there. Oh, no, they make him wait in the bushes outside of it.
A 9 or 10-year-old boy standing in the bushes while his mother has sex with strangers for drug money inside the tent. He doesn't go to school.
He has never been enrolled in any school in Washington State. But they'll lie about it. They say that he is in this slow start program, which doesn't exist. There have been several times when we would discover that he was here all night alone. The mother,
9-year-old boy.
9-year-old boy. The mother would disappear for a week at a time. She'll go on kind of benders.
This tent sits in the middle of a park. People walk by it every day. Kids play in this park. And in the middle of this park is a tent, and in this tent is a boy who sits alone, a lot of times unsupervised, and he is unprotected from people who have bad intentions. That's why we're not showing you where the tent is, and we are not showing you what the boy looks like. We're not even telling you where the park is. What I can tell you is the only thing that stands between a predator and this boy is luck. On the morning we visited, Christine Moreland arrived with her team from The More We Love. She's been doing outreach work for nearly 25 years. What services would you be able to provide today?
Today, I could immediately bring the woman and the child into a safe, private room, private bathroom environment. And then I can begin to work on the traumas and the chains that are holding this woman in this space of wanting to live in a tent, of needing to go down to Aurora, of all of those kind of inner workings. But we would offer shelter, food, and a pathway out of homelessness and addiction. Today, right now, I have a room available.
I watched as she offered it to the mother and child. The father's response?
Is there a reason why you're turning down safe housing for your family?
It down for you.
What was that?
I'm turning it down from you.
You don't want safe housing?
Not from you.
Okay, can you tell me why, sir?
Dad, I do not like you, and I am not during the rent.
He doesn't like her, so his son stays in the tent.
Okay, where else would you like me to provide you safe housing?
I already have it taken care of.
Okay, great. That's great news. When will you be moving in?
Silence, because there is no other housing. There never was. Andrew tried a different approach.
Just need a ride to school in the morning because I take my kids to Shoreline every morning. I know I offered last time, but I want to offer again. Let's get the kid to school in the morning, man.
Hard to hear there, but the father said he isn't going to that school anyway. He isn't going to any school, and the father just admitted it. Before leaving, Andrew made sure the boy could hear him.
Hey, you know where to go if you need safety, okay? If you need to be safe, if you feel like you're unsafe.
A neighbor, a stranger really, has to tell a 9-year-old where to run if things get bad because no one else is coming for him. Were you surprised when you heard that CPS and SPD had been out here?
No, it doesn't surprise me.
Dwayne is an outreach worker with The More We Love.
Because I've seen it time to time again. I work downtown, and it was some of the worst parts. And seen people smoking fentanyl right in front of her with their kids in the stroller. Police are called, and they don't do nothing.
I'm heartbroken. You know, I've been doing this work for 25 years, and every time I have to walk away and leave a child in a tent, it breaks my heart. It's not the way that we should be responding. I'm also terribly worried for the woman that's in that tent and the choices that she's making to sustain her lifestyle. This mother has been trafficking and trafficked down on Aurora and leaving him at night. And my understanding is that they bring men back to the tent where he is supposed to be safe. And, you know, bringing strangers back to perform unthinkable acts while intoxicated on unthinkable drugs is the most unsafe environment I could ever think of for a child. I can't just pull him out of the tent. And respectfully at this moment, you know, that's really what should happen. He needs to be out of a drug environment.
It's infuriating. What does SPD tell you when you have them out? Why haven't they gotten this boy? Why hasn't CPS gotten this boy? He's not in imminent danger.
We reached out to Seattle police. They provided the incident report when officers responded to a welfare check there. Here's what it says. When police arrived, the boy was alone. The father wasn't there. He had to be called back from Jack in the Box. The officer noted, quoting here, "The mother is unreliable." The father claimed the boy was being homeschooled on a slow start. The officer wrote, and I quote here, that he was not informed of which school. He didn't verify it, didn't check, just wrote it down. And based on that conversation, SPD determined the child was not in imminent danger.
I mean, what can they do?
In the email, it says the state is the ultimate authority of whether a child is taken into custody. Even when police take a child into protective custody, we have to turn the child directly over to CPS. So we went to CPS and we asked them directly, are you familiar with this case? What's the threshold for removing a child? When a kid isn't in school, isn't bathing, is living with fentanyl and prostitution, what would have to change?
This kid is in danger right now. And this is an emergency.
They cited privacy laws that prevented them from confirming or commenting on this specific case, but they were able to speak in general terms. Here's what they told us. By legal definition, poverty, substance use, homelessness, and or exposure to domestic violence perpetrated against someone other than the child does not constitute neglect or maltreatment in and of themselves.
That's not sustainable.
Let me read that again. Drug use in front of a kid doesn't count. Homelessness doesn't count. A child exposed to his mother's prostitution doesn't count. None of it counts. Not by itself.
People are okay with it, which is, it's mind-blowing to me.
And this may not even be CPS's fault. In 2023, Washington lawmakers put together the Keeping Families Together Act. It raised the bar for removing children. The goal was to prevent unnecessary family separations. But the result? Caseworkers' hands are tied. They can see a child in crisis, they can document it, and they still can't act because the law says it's not bad enough yet.
I'm terrified, to be honest. I'm sad. I'm worried. I don't have a lot of hope right now.
How come they can't suspend your rights and make you
intervene?
At what point do we intervene?
In January, Mayor-elect Katie Wilson takes office. She has promised to end encampment sweeps. Incoming city attorney Erica Evans has said she won't enforce soap zones. The order is meant to keep prostitution off Aurora. And the state's Keeping Families Together Act requires proof of imminent physical harm before a child can be removed. Those are the policies.
So the question is are you, as the people of Seattle, okay with stomaching this as a byproduct of the policies that the city and the incoming mayor wants? Are you guys okay with letting a 9-year-old kid sit in his squalor out here with no intervention? Are you okay with it? because you're going to have to be okay with it if you want to be able to allow this to happen and flourish here, because it's going to get worse and this kid's going to die.
As of today, he is still in that tent. The mother is still working on Aurora. His father still promising they will get a motel any day now. And a neighborhood full of parents watches a 9-year-old wait in the bushes while fentanyl makes every decision for his family.
And Charlie Harker is here in studio with us. First of all, I just want to say excellent reporting.
Thank you.
And you have exposed something that is so horrific and so both heartbreaking and infuriating. And the question I have for you is, it sounds like everyone is pointing fingers and saying, it's not our problem, it's not our problem, our hands are tied, our hands are tied.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine that the law passed in 2023 to keep families together was meant to allow for something like this. Is there any sort of push in Olympia to make some tweaks to this legislation?
Yeah, and I'll make it clear that when this passed initially with the state legislature, this was hugely bipartisan. 89-7 is what it passed the state Senate with. So strong support from both sides. They didn't want to tear families apart. And
well, I understand that part.
So they come up with this law, and as SPD reads it, as CPS reads it, now they really can't do anything unless they think the child is going to be hurt physically imminently. So there was pushback in the last legislative session. It was brought forward by some in the state Republican side of things. But we need to be real. The Democrats run the state legislature. They are going to need to be the ones who, if there is to be a change, they have to get behind it.
What made you do this story, Charlie?
People reach out to me when I hear a story that, especially on the face of it, Gee, when you hear a story like this, you're like, no way can this be true. No way is there a kid in the middle of a park and all of this is happening. And then you read the police reports, you get the response back from CPS, you talk to witnesses, you hear the confrontation between neighbors trying to get this family help, and they say, no, we don't want your help.
The other part that I don't understand, and I want to just push back on this idea, Seattle police are called, officers go there, and you say he has to be in imminent danger. He was alone. He's 9 years old. His mother, they say, is unreliable. She's bringing basically unknown men back to the tent, exposing the child to that. The dad is not around. There's no evidence that he goes to school. Like, does he actually have to physically be beaten up or die before they realize, okay, now maybe we should have stepped in?
That's my concern. That's my concern because one of the situations that the CPS report was there in October, the boy had been alone for several hours. Neighbors call CPS, and lo and behold, the boy calls his dad, who says he was at Jack in the Box, and he comes back and assures officers, no, there's adequate food and shelter here, and the cycle repeats.
Well, I hope that you are able to get your report in front of lawmakers before this next session, because I cannot imagine that anyone would be okay with what was included in that report.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie. Good reporting, man.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it. Coming up here next on the Gee Ursula Show at 10:47, we will be doing scenarios. But up next, we asked a question at the beginning of the show and at the top of this hour. What is the Christmas hill that you're willing to die on? And a lot of you all text in, and so we're going to address that and talk about it next. Gee Ursula.
When
when extreme weather hits Western Washington.
A flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along.
KIRO News Radio is the first place you turn.
We have team coverage this morning.
Live in Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Which communities are hit hardest?
Skagit River again going to flood to major levels.
What it means for your commute.
Northbound 167 underwater.
MyNorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. And the KIRO News Radio app.
Adventure smarter with the 2025 Subaru Forester Hybrid, available now at Carter Subaru, Seattle's only Subaru dealership. Get all-wheel drive with financing from just 3.9%, and during the Share the Love event, Subaru donates $250 for every new Subaru to one of 6 charities, including hometown favorite Treehouse. Visit Carter Subaru in Shoreline and Ballard, or anytime at cartersubaru.com.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized costs. See dealer for details. Valid through 12/31/25.
Storm damage can hit your home hard. Your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage. The VA loan experts and debt consolidation specialists, too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Celebrate the season with Seattle's own Kenny G at Dimitro's Jazz Alley. 4 nights of holiday hits and jazz classics, plus a special New Year's Eve celebration on December 31st. Get tickets now at jazzalley.com. Brent Wilcox and his daughter Hartley talk about holiday gatherings on the Wilcox family farm.
Hartley, we're getting together with all the family on the farm to celebrate the holidays.
Yay! It's always a good time.
Papa and Grandma are doing the turkey and all the fixins.
Sounds good.
Aunt Sarah and Uncle Andy will likely do the sweet potatoes and pies.
Nice. Can you bring me home some of those omega-3 eggs?
Why? What are you making?
Doodles.
Doodles?
Yeah, snickerdoodles, Dad. Come on, they're my favorite.
I should have known. I'll bring the eggs home tonight.
Thanks, Dad. You're the best.
Anytime, Hartley.
Look for Wilcox Organic, Omega-3, and hard-boiled eggs at fine grocery stores near you, including Metropolitan Markets, Whole Foods, PCC Natural Markets, Fred Meyer, and Safeway. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Remember to pick up Wilcox hard-boiled eggs for a healthy snack on the go or a tasty addition to any meal. Available at Costco and your neighborhood grocery store.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch.
I was just screaming for him because I couldn't get a hold of him. I couldn't find them.
Terrifying moments for a Spanaway mother searching for her kids. She rushed home after a neighbor called to say a tree had fallen onto her house. The kids had run to another neighbor's home and were just fine. Downed trees took out power lines across western Washington. Utility crews are working to restore power even as another round of gusty weather is expected this afternoon. Puget Sound Energy's Gerald Tracy says combined with the flooding this week, this is challenging.
We've had to fly helicopters over there to try to find out where the damage is to even assess it, and then also getting crews over to the island, right, with all the supplies and tools and everything they're going to need to fix any of the damage.
Talking about all the problems on Whidbey Island right now. In King County, floodwaters are slowing down restoration efforts in Duval and Skykomish. As floodwaters start to recede, all eyes are on compromised levees in South King County. More from KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson.
John has been watching the water for days.
Yes, we had a to-go bag.
His home near 2 of 4 levees on the Green River. King County tells me they are concerned about. John talked to engineers that were checking out a wet spot on the levee in his own backyard.
I've lived in this area my whole life. I've never seen anything like this, not even close.
So we've been keeping our eyes on the NOAA forecast for the Green River, and it has come down a little bit, but it will still be in a minor flood stage as dam releases continue through Tuesday.
Smoke is rising on the tarmac of an airport that caters to businesses and NASCAR in North Carolina.
Corporate jet crashed off the end of the runway on the east end.
Airport Director John Ferguson. Records showed the plane was owned by retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle. Biffle, born and raised in Vancouver, Washington. It's not yet clear who was on board that plane. Inflation, measured by the Consumer Price Index, rose 2.7% in November. That is down from 3% in September, but CBS's Kelly O'Grady points out,
for folks that are struggling, the things that went up were staples, and that's going to continue to be an issue likely over the next few quarters.
On Wall Street, the Dow is up 274 points, NASDAQ ahead 418. KIRO News Radio traffic. A crash is blocking one lane now on southbound I-5 in the express lanes at the Ship Canal Bridge. Floodwaters have blocked State Route 167 northbound between Auburn and Kent. Drivers are taking I-5 northbound instead, so you are a bit slower on I-5 from Fife up to Tukwila. Travel time Federal Way to Seattle, a few minutes slower than usual. Everett to Seattle is half an hour, couple of minutes over there. Renton to Bellevue, you're flying at 13 minutes. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial on 97.3 HD2. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show. It is time for us to lighten things up. And at the very beginning of our show, Gee asked the question, what Christmas hill are you willing to die on? And Gee, for you, it is just being able to pull that Christmas tree out of that bag every year and put it up easy, a fake tree.
Yeah. Well, I kind of was light in the beginning because, I don't want to say things that get people triggered and make them turn off what they're listening to. Just turn off the Gee and Ursula Show. Eggnog is disgusting.
I don't disagree. Candy canes are overrated.
Absolutely.
I think candy canes make better decorations than a treat.
One great gift is way better than 5 mediocre gifts. So come on, Carrie. Stop giving me 5 mediocres and just give me one good one.
Is a good one in your book, though, does it have to be an expensive one? Do you base it? Because, again, right along with those homemade ornaments, some of my best Christmas gifts ever had no actual price. I mean, they were priceless.
Well, Ursula,
they cannot be replicated.
Tell the people you're a better person than me without saying it out loud.
No,
okay?
I'm not.
You're just a better person than me. I'm a jerk.
No, I
don't want your damn sentimentals, the thought that counts gifts. I want a real gift. Okay?
I think I'm in my feels right now because, again, my kids are all grown and they're out of the house. I need to. Okay, so anyway.
You got some good ones over there?
Shane in Gig Harbor says, we are eating prime rib. No discussion.
Hey.
Theo in South Seattle says, 6-hour rotisserie prime rib, bone in. Okay, prime rib. Yeah, don't do the ham for Christmas.
No!
Does anyone love ham?
I love ham.
Oh, you do?
I love the honey baked ham with the cinnamon glaze on top of the ham.
No. Okay.
Now, if the choice is prime rib or ham, I'm going to be taking the prime rib.
Lonnie T said, for me, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
And for me,
Lonnie,
I wish that debate would just go away. Right along with, is a hot dog a sandwich? Just put that one to bed.
Let's see here. Peter in Port Orchard says, I'm not a fan of that dying on the... Well, you know what? I'm not even reading yours. Tracy in Burien says, I have to sing Sisters from White Christmas with my baby sister every Christmas Eve at the big family gathering. We started doing a few years ago, and now even my younger cousins, also sisters, do a rendition.
See, oh my God.
I got us all matching T-shirts for this year.
That would be amazing. That would beat any gift in my book.
How many times, Ursula, were there matching pajamas on Christmas morning? You weren't a matching PJ family?
No, and that's one of those things. Again, I look back. Now I'm going to try to encourage. When if I ever have future grandkids. I had to switch that up. I am going to encourage, I'm just going to plant that little seed like, wouldn't this be fun? Okay, how about this, though? Susan in Tacoma does say, I'm with Ursula, a real tree with ornaments that my kids made when little and other ornaments with sentimental meaning that I have collected over the years. Yes, yes, and yes.
425 says, the hill I'll die on? Homemade cinnamon rolls. 425. Who are you? Reveal who you are, because that is goodness right now.
Yeah,
homemade
can we have
rolls?
Some?
Let me have some of that.
Nuts or no nuts on those cinnamon rolls? Pecans or none? And do you add caramel?
None.
You just want unadulterated cinnamon rolls?
Raisins to potato salad. No, leave it alone.
What about the stockings? Have stockings gotten out of control? And I ask that because sometimes you can start putting, the gift cards and the little items, but sometimes those little items are very spendy.
Yeah.
Especially like perfumes and things like that. You mentioned that, Ursula. Yes. Tracy in Tacoma, stockings should have small, fun, thoughtful wrapped gifts, not oranges, fruits, and nuts. Pro tip, discuss the expectations before your first Christmas with your significant other.
See, now that is a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
That is a great piece of advice.
Nick, what's up, man?
Here's a hill I was thinking I want to die on. Can we cut back on the eggnog? I'm not sure why people like that stuff. I'm not a huge fan of it.
I don't think I've ever had straight up eggnog. I don't know if I've ever just had some.
I feel like it's something you don't just drink straight up. That you put it in your coffee. Some people even put it in their milk. I'm not sure. I'm not a fan of it.
Marina253 says gifts for kids only. I don't think she's wrong.
Wait a minute.
Gifts for kids only. Quit
you don't
making
think she's wrong?
No. Wow, because the adults be hijacking Christmas back.
You would be belly aching about that Christmas if you didn't get a gift.
Weren't you just saying that you wanted the gifts?
Big fat break.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me stay consistent. Let me stay consistent. Here's one for you. You don't need to see everyone on Christmas Day. It's okay if you don't see someone. Yeah, quit trying.
This is true.
You're stressing about seeing everybody.
Exactly. How about this one? Well, someone said eggnog is really good for French toast. Now, that is a great idea. Eggnog is great with Fireball, someone else says.
Okay, I got a question. Which meal is better? Thanksgiving or Christmas? And this is why I asked that question. I think we all make a big deal more about Thanksgiving. But in all actuality, when you rack them and stack them, for some reason, Christmas dinner ends up being better because I think it's less than Thanksgiving. And because it's less, more love gets put into it. Thanksgiving gets all over the place and it's just too much. And you tired of having Sue make that same meal every year. And Sue just not a good cook.
Carter in Seattle says Christmas is all about the Christmas dinner. That's the hill there for that Carter says.
Especially if it's prime rib.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest with Thanksgiving. We're so restricted to the turkey. With Christmas, you can go prime rib, you can go steaks, you can go any direction you want.
Wasn't there lasagna?
Lasagna. Well, no, you're laughing, but when we talked about it, so many people
a lot of people.
That is trending.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been for a while, which I totally get.
What you like better, Ursula? Thanksgiving dinner or Christmas dinner?
Although this year, I told you my sister brought Käsespätzle, and I'm hoping that she does it again for Christmas. But because I'm not a big turkey fan. And I'm not a big mushy mashed potato person either.
I think, so are we all together?
I like Christmas.
Christmas?
I'm Christmas. I'm just about everything you give me Christmas.
Give me December 25th, that prime rib.
Yeah.
Please and thank you.
All right, it's time. This is Ursula's favorite time of the day where we get to judge other people's lives. Scenarios.
12s are on their feet. It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. Championship football. It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tonight at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
We're making a difference, everyone. It's your boy G. Scott here already. Thanks to your generosity, more than $2.5 million has been donated to Nourishing Neighbors at local Safeways. Those donations have already been turned into grocery cards distributed across Washington to families who need it the most. But if rising costs and tough times weren't enough, now massive flooding has displaced families from their homes. The need is tremendous and it's growing. So please help. When you shop at Safeway, please consider donating at Nourishing Neighbors at checkout. Your gift provides grocery cards distributed through food pantries, schools, and community centers so families can shop with dignity and choose the foods to help make this season special to them. It's not just about food. It's about restoring hope, pride, and the ability to celebrate. Learn more at nourishingneighbors.com. And next time you're at Safeway, take a moment to give. Together, we can nourish everyone and make sure no one is left out this holiday season. Visit nourishingneighbors.com.
Sniffles and sneezes got you down? GoodRx is here to help with big savings on commonly prescribed cold and flu meds.
GoodRx is free and easy to use. GoodRx is accepted at all major pharmacies like CVS, Walmart, and Walgreens. Just search your prescription, find a coupon, then show your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx is not insurance, but it works whether you have insurance or not. If you do, GoodRx may beat your copay price. Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com to save today.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Put the finishing touches on your holiday season and save 30% now at Sky Nursery.
Hi, I'm Terry. Sky has an amazing selection of unique ornaments, decor pieces, poinsettias, wreaths, and last-minute gift ideas, even fresh-cut Christmas trees. All 30% off through Christmas Eve. Family-owned in Shoreline since 1953, Sky Nursery is here to make your family's holiday traditions just a bit more magical.
Save 30% while supplies last. Details at skynursery.com.
Jason Rance here with our local tax expert and advocate, Greg Nunn from None Better Tax Resolution. When it comes to the technology that the IRS is using, they're updating systems that haven't been updated in decades. And while that might sound great for them, it's usually bad for the taxpayer who owes.
It is, and their systems, unfortunately, they're just legacy systems. If you try to make an inquiry on some things, it's like you got to know how to use programming language to find it. But they are working on updating that system, and I hope that really they do, because they'll serve us better, the taxpayer better, and get things done quicker. The other thing they're doing is AI, just like every organization. So they're already using it to some extent to put in profile of certain things that they want to look for in a taxpayer and find those people and go after them or see what's going on, why they're not getting their money.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, call Greg Nunn, None Better Tax Resolution, 425-947-1967, or Google NUNN, None Better Tax Resolution.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
This is the sale car buyers wait for. 6 dealerships, 1 family. It's the Harnish Auto Family Year-End Super Sale. Wrap up the year with savings on all 2025 models, plus amazing deals on pre-owned vehicles. Chevrolet, Kia, Volkswagen, GMC, Buick, and Subaru. 22 acres of trucks, SUVs, EVs, and cars make finding your perfect ride easy. Visit HarnishAutoFamily.com or stop by Everett or Puyallup today. That's HarnishAutoFamily.com. Harnish Auto Family. People matter.
Cold is leaking and rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Let's get to scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
My sister is a great gift giver, but I've always thought she had an ulterior motive. 3 years ago, she gave me a great waffle maker. I love it, but it was obvious it had been open. And I even found just a little oil in the grooves on the machine. I'm pretty sure she used it. Now, 2 years ago, she gave me a fantastic sweater. It was perfect for me, but all the tags were off of it. Then I noticed she was wearing the same sweater in a photo that she had posted on the gram. And last year was the worst. She got me a new iPad with some of my favorite music and movies. Great gift, but when I opened the email app, all of her emails loaded.
Oh,
she
no.
had been using it and didn't quite get it back to like new condition. Again, she gives great gifts, but it seems like everything is used. It seems like this is a hand-me-down situation. So my question to you, is this weird? Should I say something, or am I being petty? 888-973-5476. Ursula, you up the bat first.
In almost every case, I would encourage open communication and honesty, but I'm also listening to what you said, and this person says she gives great gifts. She really likes these gifts.
Yeah.
So if you're getting great gifts and maybe they're not brand new, or maybe they've been used one time, is it worth embarrassing? Is it sister-in-law? Sorry. Sister-in-law?
It's the sister. The sister.
The sister.
Yeah.
Is it worth embarrassing your sister? Or, I mean, in my case, my sisters and I are close enough that we could give each other a bad time and just say, I love this, but I did notice that your emails came up.
Yeah.
You know, and just do it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't make it a bigger thing. I think it's all in how you approach it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, Ursula, she said it right away. She started this off and she said, my sister is a great gift giver.
Yes.
The gifts are great. Let me tell you about the last 3 years. Let me tell you something, Carter. As long as you are not getting hand-me-down underwear, everything is great right here. And if they're great gifts, that's why sometimes if you have some rich friends and they give you some hand-me-downs, are you mad? Do you take it personal? No.
No.
Excuse me,
No.
I'll take that iPad.
Thank you. Are you kidding me?
Thank you.
People don't just normally give iPads for...
Suzanne.
Yeah, exactly. Carter actually in Seattle said, yeah, it's weird, but you still get free stuff, so keep your mouth shut. Precisely.
Nothing wrong with a little used tech gift, I feel, especially with something like that. I got my wife a used piece of tech last year for Christmas. It was a video game thing, but you got to make sure you wipe it to factory default there to make sure that the emails aren't popping up.
Were you trying to make it as if it were new, or she would ask you what? Yeah, exactly.
There's no way. Like this is something, of course, that hadn't been used. But I think something like that, and I feel like some of those stuff, it's like maybe like, oh, I got this for myself. I didn't like it. I think this is an appropriate possible re-gift here.
Wait, am I reading Ernie and Kent?
Yeah, you know what?
Ernie, no.
You can tell where Ernie and Kent ain't had no sleep, or you can tell maybe Sandra ain't talking to Ernie. He gonna have the audacity to say, "Are these people real? Let's not exchange gifts going forward. Let your sister know she needs to stop." Ernie, just because you able to get yourself nice gift while being retired, don't hate on somebody else.
Yeah, Ernie also gave me a bad time recently because he said never ever buy something at the drugstore. And I would say that depending on your budget, sometimes you can find something really thoughtful at the drugstore.
Also, lives have been saved at the drugstore. You know what I'm saying? You might be on your way somewhere. You better stop off.
I was going to say lives have been prevented too. Yes. Yes. Yeah, I think we're all in agreement.
Well, we got to check in with Nick.
Yeah.
Nick, what you talking about?
Well, now, we've definitely all heard of the dreaded act of re-gifting, but I think this takes the term to a whole nother level. Not only is it re-gifted, but was cracked open and tested before the fact. Listen, there might be some items that you could get away with that, a vase, lamp, ornament, etc., but we're talking waffle makers and iPads. I just know there's no doubt the evidence is there with leftover batter and internet history on those things. That's a hand-me-down at that point. Does it matter whether it's used or that? Well, you know, that's up to the individual who's getting the presents. But at this point, at least clean it up and don't make it obvious. I'll still take the iPad, granted. It doesn't have any viruses on there, okay?
Yeah, exactly. And because I've only mentioned it twice already in the last week, do not give lingerie that was meant for somebody else. Again, do not.
Don't throw those presents in. If it's a white Christmas, you're exchanging random ones. You don't want to involve underwear in there.
No. And to be clear, it was not Mark. It was the dude I was dating before Mark.
Okay. Wow. Hey, okay.
Wait. Hey,
but
you said wow? Are you kidding me? Think of me as the recipient. Like, this thing doesn't fit. Where can I return it?
Can I ask a question for everybody? So check this out. If a guy would get with the said gal, and this is, you know what I'm saying, and they're together, they're in a couple, and all of a sudden she has a drawer full of lingerie.
Uh-huh.
Is it okay if she wears that lingerie, or should she have to buy new lingerie?
Oh, because now she's dating somebody new?
Right.
Oh, where's the lingerie?
You don't think you should have to buy new lingerie?
No, but that's an actual thing that you can buy together. But I don't think you need to get rid of all your old stuff. I don't know. Text us.
I mean, okay.
You don't gotta say where it came from.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's used, but not used. You know what I'm saying?
Jerry in the 206 says TMI. I think I went too far.
It's the Gee
on
and
that
Ursula Show, y'all. Sometimes we gotta ask questions.
How do you open those underwear presents in front of the family anyway? That must be awkward. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is nice. Victoria's Secret.
All right, everybody.
That's the one that you hold off and do later when it's just the two of you in front of the fireplace.
Good idea. Agree. Coming up next at 11 o'clock, it's 11 o'clock hour, we got a lot of things to talk about. We will be talking about what's your most memorable holiday moment, your most Christmas moment, one of your favorites. We'll ask about that. And also we ask about the economy and how you are doing. We would love to solicit those responses. How are you doing? So we can just kind of get a better idea of who we are talking to and what we're talking about. Do that next, Gee Ursula.
Until you use me up.
Thank you to all of our great KIRO News Radio listeners.
This is the moment.
For making the 37th year of Holiday Magic our biggest one yet.
It is a celebration that benefits Treehouse.
Thanks to your generosity and the important work of Treehouse, kids in foster care will have the holiday they wished for.
We ask you to give. You do. You always come through.
You can still donate. Just head to mynorthwest.com/holidaymagic.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Get a quote today at Progressive.com.
If you're worried your friend may be struggling, remember, you don't have to be there to be there.
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat on the game, kick off your flip-flops. You could ask on your couch while you binge watch.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jed Foundation.
So Pure Talk just had their best year ever and asked me if I'd like to thank their customers on their behalf for being so awesome. I said sure. It's important to say thanks, especially this time of year, which is why, as one of their many satisfied customers, I should probably thank Pure Talk first for keeping their customer service in this country and for providing hundreds of American jobs. I appreciate that. I also appreciate their Roundup program, which makes it easy to support America's Warrior Partnership and join the fight against veteran suicide. And I love that Pure Talk donated 1,000 hand-sewn Made in America flags to veterans around Independence Day. And of course, I really appreciate their generous support of my own foundation, MicroWorks, and their commitment to help us train the next generation of skilled workers. Having said all that, it's now my pleasure, on behalf of everyone at Pure Talk, to thank you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Merry Christmas.
For seniors, the holidays can be fun family time, but can also be a stressful time if you're struggling with bills. Our friend Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says a reverse mortgage may be the holiday gift you're looking for.
Many seniors love their home but are struggling with mortgage payments and other bills. A reverse mortgage lets you tap your home equity for tax-free cash. You can pay off your debts and maybe put some extra money in the bank for peace of mind. You've worked hard for that home equity. Now let it work for you. And Best best of all, you'll have no mortgage payments the rest of your life.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. You'll get a no-pressure consultation directly from me or a highly experienced senior advisor. Never a sales pitch and never, ever an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the reverse mortgage experts, Best Mortgage, the VA loan experts, and debt consolidation specialists, too. 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Some kids never smile. They're embarrassed by their crooked teeth. They want braces like the other kids, but their families can't afford them. Some may even try to straighten their teeth themselves. That can make everything worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. It helps provide orthodontic treatment to kids and teens whose families can't afford it. For kids who apply, are approved, and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, it can be life-changing. Their treatment is in the hands of an expert, a licensed local orthodontic specialist who improves their smiles by correctly aligning teeth and jaws. Some kids think they'll never smile again, but Donated Orthodontic Services may help them smile with confidence. To link to the application and eligibility requirements, visit aaoinfo.org.
Experience the thrill of seeing orcas and humpback whales with Puget Sound Express. Join their family-run tours for guaranteed whale sightings, departing daily from Edmonds. These are Seattle's most popular and well-reviewed whale tours. Book now at PugetSoundExpress.com.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by CVS Health.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee today released more photos from the Jeffrey Epstein estate, nearly 70 of them. CBS's Scott McFarland.
What we're seeing here from the House Oversight Committee are just more images showing Jeffrey Epstein had a very powerful set of people around him years ago. Many of whom, all of whom, that we see in these photos have denied knowing about any of the wrongdoing by Jeffrey Epstein. But that's something I think that is only going to drive interest in what comes out tomorrow.
That's the deadline for the Justice Department to release its files. President Trump is signing an executive order reclassifying marijuana.
The facts compel the federal government to recognize that marijuana can be legitimate in terms of medical applications when carefully administered. In some cases, this may include the use as a substitute for addictive and potentially lethal opioid painkillers.
The Department of Health and Human Services today unveiled a series of new regulatory actions designed to ban gender-affirming care for minors. Julie Rovner of KFF Health News.
What the Department of Health and Human Services is doing is saying that hospitals that participate in Medicare or Medicaid, which is basically all of them, may not perform any gender-affirming care on minors under 18. That's not just surgery, but also, medications like puberty blockers.
The Trump administration peace efforts are moving forward on at least two fronts. Linda Kenyon has that.
Administration officials from the State Department and the White House confirm Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will meet Friday in Miami with senior officials from Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey. They will be discussing the next phase in the peace deal between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. Separately, Witkoff is scheduled to meet in Miami this weekend with Ukraine's national security advisor to continue efforts to end the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine.
The NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte outlined today a three-layer security guarantee for Ukraine.
Putin has to know that after a peace deal, if he would try to attack Ukraine again, the reaction will be devastating. And this is exactly how we are designing these security guarantees.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the board of the Kennedy Center has voted to rename it to the Trump Kennedy Center. That's a move that requires an act of Congress. Stocks are higher this hour after a better-than-expected inflation report. CBS's Kelly O'Grady.
Inflation is going in the right direction. The Fed's 2% target, we're still above it, but it came in at 2.7%. We were all expecting it to hit 3.1%. So this is a very welcome drop.
The Dow is up 145 points. This is CBS News.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
The latest on power outages and flooding, but first, KIRO News Radio traffic. One crash is blocking one lane on southbound I-5 in the express lanes at the Ship Canal Bridge. Travel time ever to Seattle is 34 minutes. That's 7 longer than usual. Floodwaters have blocked State Route 167 northbound between Auburn and Kent, so drivers are taking I-5 northbound instead. You are slower on I-5 from Fife up to Tukwila. Travel time Federal Way to Seattle, 39 minutes, about 8 longer than usual. Renton to Bellevue, you're flying at 15 minutes. Traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. Utility crews are making progress, but tens of thousands of Western Washington customers are still without power after this week's windstorm. Island County was hit particularly hard. KIRO News Radio's Lou Ducey is on Camino Island.
The worst numbers this morning. Snohomish PUD said 13,000 customers were without power, most of them on Camino Island, where I've seen downed trees and branches all over roadways. After all the rain and the flooding and the winds we've had, folks like Andy say enough is enough.
No water, no power, of course. We have like a generator, so we just extension cord into the house for heat, and then we cooked with an air fryer yesterday and plugged into that.
People in nearby Marysville, Arlington, and Lake Stevens are also without power. In Island County, Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Another round of gusty winds is expected this afternoon. Flood warnings remain in effect for several rivers, including the Skagit, Cedar, White, and Green rivers. Most are expected to crest today, but not at the historic levels we saw days ago. Floodwaters are seeping into areas they've rarely reached. KIRO 7 TV's Jason Sloss has more from the Whatcom County town of Everson.
Non-stop humming of fans to dry out Herb Neiman's Steak and Schnitzel House in Everson, now temporarily closed after flooding. Owner Angel Gehring says water started rushing into the restaurant late Wednesday, early Thursday last week.
We never thought it would flood, so there's that initial shock.
She says because her restaurant went mostly unscathed in the big 2021 storm, she did not get flood insurance.
It was just another thing we just couldn't afford.
She hopes to reopen Neiman's by February.
Should Seattle basketball fans get their hopes up? NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says the league will decide on expansion in 2026 as it looks to add 2 teams.
Seattle and Las Vegas are 2 incredible cities. Obviously, we had a team in Seattle that had great success.
The Seattle Supersonics were moved to Oklahoma City in 2008. A high-stakes Thursday night football game as the Seahawks face the Rams. Both teams are 11-3, so the battle in Seattle is for first place in the NFC West. Kickoff 5:15 right here on KIRO News Radio. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
You know why I'm here. This is the Gee and Ursula Show. Today has been my favorite day of the week. Ursula, can you guess why today has been my favorite work day of the week?
It's almost Friday, and I'm back.
Yeah. No, yes. And so if you're back, what does that mean for me?
You're not working.
Come on now.
Not to mention, we got Seahawks football tonight, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you will be working. In fact, what time do you have to get to the stadium?
Yeah, I got to go right here after the show.
Yeah.
But by the way, I just found out here at the station, the big boss is here.
Oh
yeah. The big boss. So I just the 11 o'clock hour, I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
Okay.
Because the big boss is here.
Okay. To that end, we count on all of you listening right now to be a big part of our show. And in fact, we're going to share some of the things that you texted us when we said, how are you feeling about the economy today? 888-973-5476, 888-973-KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
President Trump used a rare primetime address last night to sell a rosy picture of the economy, and he boasted about higher wages, falling gas prices, and what he says is progress when it comes to inflation.
Wages are rising much faster than inflation. Remember that. The wages, just look at it. Wages are going up much faster than inflation. How big is that?
And actually, we just got information about the Consumer Price Index, which measures inflation as Americans experience it when they buy their goods and services. And it rose in November at an annual 2.7 rate, but that is actually lower than the 3.1 rate that many economists had predicted. So that is good news. But we asked all of you how you are feeling about the economy. How are you doing today? How is it different? And a lot of you texted in.
They did text in. And before we respond to some of these text messages, and we kind of talked about it before, I think right now the economy is working beautifully for those that are already at the top. It is beautiful if you already have assets, if you are able to make money while you sleep, right? The economy is great. That's only a small percentage of the 370 plus Americans here in this country. And until we all come together, all of us, community, and realize, and by the way, that includes billionaires and those at the top, until we realize that we need to have a country in which everyone needs to be, anybody that's willing and able to go out there and do the best that they can, they're not committing crimes, they're working 40 hours a week, they should be able to take a part in the American dream, if you will. Now, Ursula, I do know you have some text messages open on the text line.
Yes. Jesus is one of them who said, I'm weighing the options of living in my car. Joe in the 253 says, good morning. I feel like the economy is working against the economically challenged. He says, my wages are up. I work full time as an HVAC technician, and I own my own pest control company. I have an 11-year-old and a 3-year-old and a wife in college for nursing. We are struggling right now, but we are working so hard to hopefully still have our dream of home ownership.
I just want to say something to that.
Yeah.
I think that when I hear and we hear about us struggling, and let's just take $100,000 salary. Let's just take that, right? And so when we hear Ursula $100,000 salary, somebody say, oh my goodness, that's something. But what we try to do in that $100,000 salary, we try to send kids off to college. We try to have a nice house.
Yeah.
We try to have a nice car. We try to take a vacation. And what ends up happening is we find out that what we grew up dreaming about when we got older, and we're not asking for yachts or private planes or anything like that. We're just asking for just that. Just kids go to college.
What the previous generation had.
Boom.
Yeah. Well, to that end, 206 said, as far as the economy goes, we are much worse off. I work 2 jobs. My husband works 1, and we are falling further and further behind. For the first time in 20 years, we have credit card debt simply from paying utilities and other bills. My husband's Affordable Care Act insurance premium is going from $230 a month to nearly $1,300 a month starting in January, which isn't even possible for us. We can barely afford to buy gas to drive to work. We have an adult disabled daughter who lives at home and gets Social Security, and we have to use that to help pay our rent. I have never struggled this much before. And she says, just because the rich are doing well and the stock market is rising does not mean people are able to afford the things that they need.
And that's why, Ursula, you reading that text right there, it's from the 206, so we don't know who that person is. That's why I said what I said about, 2 weeks ago, and I'm saying this going forward the rest of my career in radio, 2026 and beyond. I'm never, ever, I don't care if you're a Trump supporter, I don't care who you voted for, I don't care what your political affiliation is. I'm done helping to feed the machine that continues to divide us. And what I'm saying is when you are struggling to pay your bills, I promise you, whether you are MAGA, whether you are a progressive, whatever your politic, it don't matter. And so the faster that I think that this country can get beyond that, I'm going to do my part. I can't say, just me, to help us get there.
Yeah. I'm with you. Parrish and Yelm says the government shutdown was a bump in the road, but it has been a good year. He says, I made a lot of money. I saved a lot. I'm healthy. My wife, kids, family are all doing well. I don't agree with the direction the country is going, but personally, it's been a good year. And then Danielle texted in and said, federally, the economy is better than a year ago. In Washington state, everyone is struggling because of Washington lawmakers, not the president. And Danielle, I hear you because, I mean, again, we have one party rule in this state. And so a lot of people are saying, you know, some of these, the taxes, that is having an immediate impact. Absolutely. And then 425 says, no matter how the economy is doing, there will always be people having a hard time making it. And sadly, that is very, very true. Okay, did you, well, you didn't because you don't buy Christmas trees. But if you bought a real Christmas tree in Western Washington, and this is the first year that I haven't in probably
when
over
you say buy, or you mean
go
like,
to the lot.
No, I'm talking the people that I'm the type, right? I go out to the forest and I cut my own tree down.
You bring your axe
and I bring my axe.
Down. Yeah,
and, right. That's a real folks do it.
I do. I've done that once. Now, I love that people who have that tradition. Mm-hmm. But if you are the type that goes to the tree lot, like we have been, a typical tree runs about $80. That's for Charlie Brown Christmas tree. $120, depending on the size and the type. Noble and Fraser firs, those Instagram-worthy ones, they can easily go way, way, way beyond that.
Right.
But just a few years ago, that same tree might have cost $70 or $80. I would love to know, like, do you have a limit when it comes to how much you're willing to spend on a tree? And again, you don't have to worry about that.
That's why you get the fake tree. You get the fake tree, so you just pull that thing out.
So are the ornaments already hanging on that tree?
No, or you get a separate box for the ornaments.
So you actually do put up ornaments.
Yeah.
It's not just like you pop up that tree.
Well, don't get me the line. I ain't putting up nothing.
Lillian.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't participate at all. You don't you don't get into the spirit of, you put it together, put the Christmas music on.
The way G's looking right now, the answer is no.
I know that look. I've gotten that look from G a few times.
As much as he participates in doing the laundry. You're a lucky, lucky man. Yes. So one of the great joys for me, though, just in speaking about the tree.
Is your tree up, by the way?
No. Because we're going out of town. So now, and also because my husband's having surgery shortly after the tree. So we were kind of just debating, and we're just not going to do it this year. Okay. So I do have a little tinsel tree. So I'm kind of doing it your style, just a little guy.
Okay.
It's really little.
All right.
But in my primetime years of doing everything for the holidays, I mean, that was a big thing, too, putting on the Christmas music, decorating together, having the Christmas pictures. I have a Christmas picture, and my one son's in Australia. I can't even do that. Mm-hmm. It's like this Christmas for me is so different, and I feel out of sorts.
You do?
Yes. I mean, I'm not sad by any stretch. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're still going to do a family get-together, and we're going to actually go to Lummi Island, which is a beautiful place to spend Christmas. Mm-hmm. And we're going to have some new people who we're going to be spending Christmas with. But there's something to be said about being able to look back at all. And parents, you know what I'm talking about. The pictures of your kids growing up, the same. We have them lined up. The kids knew. Just we're going to line up exactly. And then Scooter came into the picture, have Scooter in the picture. I mean, you'd love to look at all those years of Christmas photos in front of the tree.
Yeah. So are you guys going to have a nice photo?
But I'm missing one, so I can't.
Yeah, you're missing my man Eazy-E, Eric, my man.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. But now let me ask you this: who do you think is going to miss who more? You guys missing Eric, or Eric missing you guys?
He's having the time of his life.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's actually in Sydney, Australia, right now. Yeah, I know.
But you can't look back at that picture and say, "Oh, Eric's not here. Oh, that's right. He was having the time of his life."
Yes. Oh, no. I mean, I'm happy for him. Mm-hmm. And I wish for both boys to be able to travel the world. Mm-hmm. Even if it means I have a Christmas that I don't have those pictures.
At your coming up Christmas get-together, Lummi Island, I'm assuming that you do have some, kids or
Not
cousins
young
or not the young ones.
Yeah.
The single people that's going to be there.
Yeah.
How much questions are going to be asked about, hey, when you get married, when you going to find a boo? How much is that going to happen?
Not at all.
Not at all?
I don't think so.
Not one time.
Because there's only 2 who are single. My son and my sister's son, my nephew.
Okay, so nobody's going to ask them anything.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
How often do you guys think about it?
Look at you putting me on the spot.
I'm just asking questions.
I already told you I'm helping my son with his dating apps. Good grief.
All right, I'm just getting to the bottom of things.
I know. What are you doing for this Christmas? Oh, wait, you got the pajama
pajamas.
thing. Did you buy your pajamas yet?
Oh, they green. And they silk.
Okay, I believe that.
And I've been debating on how to wear them.
What does that mean?
G's going to accessorize.
Oh. You can accessorize PJs?
Yeah. I'm just like, do I make sure I have jewelry on or jewelry off?
I don't think I've ever. There's no way you're going chain free. I don't know if you have you ever gone chain free.
Well, my unk always stays on. This does not come off. The question is will I really? This means I'm wearing nothing. If I just have this on, I keep my unk on.
I think you just wear that.
Just wear that?
Yeah.
Don't jewelry
it's
up?
gonna be a little much.
Don't put a fancy watch on?
No.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's gonna take away.
She's trying to shine more than the Christmas tree there, it sounds like.
Okay, we need to talk about the Seahawks because in just a couple hours, you're going to be at the field getting ready.
Yeah.
And does this feel any different for you? I mean, I know we said Coach
actually,
Mike McDonald says, this is not any different for our team.
Yeah,
but
Mike McDonald was just talking coach speak. It absolutely feels different.
Okay, why?
It feels different for the Thursday Night Football crew because this is the first time in Thursday Night Football history that both teams have 11-plus wins. So that's a big deal.
Yes.
Number 2, basically, this is a big playoff implication. So, Ursula, the winner of this game clinches a playoff berth. Whoever wins this game, win or tie, clinches a playoff berth. So this will be the first time the Seahawks have been to the playoffs in Mike McDonald's career. And a lot of us would love to go into the Christmas holidays with the Seahawks being 12-3, right? You know the last time the Seahawks were 12-3?
When?
The 2000 Super Bowl team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what have we done since the last game because we need to fire up the offense again, right? So
yeah, I was scared that you're going to ask me that because the reason why is because I'm not going to lie to you. Right now,
we got a problem.
Yeah, we do. The Seahawks are missing their starting left tackle, Charles Cross.
Okay, and for those of us who aren't really so deep into football, what does that mean? What are the implications?
Charles Cross is essentially the left tackle is usually,
that's
the
blind
best
side.
There you go. Nice job. Well done. And it's usually the best offensive lineman, the most athletic, usually best footwork on the team. Charles Cross has been a mainstay since he was drafted in 2022. He has been incredible for this team. So the fact that they have Josh Jones, no disrespect to Josh Jones, great player, no doubt about it. The thing is the Seahawks rookie left guard, which is Gray Zabel, this will be his first game playing without the big dog, Charles Cross. Now, on the other side of things, the Rams are playing without Devontae Adams, wide receiver, very good. So, look, this is going to be a chess match. It's going to be a game that's going to come down to the wire. The good news is the Rams barely won last game with Sam Darnold throwing 4 interceptions.
Yeah.
If Sam Darnold cannot throw interceptions today, it's going to be great, and it's going to be rocking in Lumen Field.
Oh, it is going to be rocking at Lumen Field for sure.
Yeah.
And again, kickoff at 5:15. So just know that there are some traffic things that you need to consider.
Where are you going to be watching the game at?
At home.
Okay.
Yeah, at home. Nice and comfy at home.
Yeah.
I wish I could say I would be going to the stadium because I bet it would be super rocking.
Sometimes the game at home is good.
Okay. Would you say we talked about this on the reset a little bit. the vibes seem to be back at Lumen Field, right? We were kind of talking there was like, people are selling tickets and stuff, but it seems like it's back to rocking, and it's going to be.
Let me tell you guys how I know that Lumen Field is rocking. By the time I make my announcements there on the field before the game gets ready to start, I can look around the stadium and see how filled it is. So if you're someone like Ursula, for an example, when Ursula goes to a football game, and it starts at 5:15. I love Ursula. There is no way she's getting there before 5:15. She's going to get there a little. You know what I'm saying?
Ball's kicked off.
Matter of fact, I want to ask this question to all of you listening. A Seahawk game or a sporting event, do you have to be there before kickoff, or is it okay showing up in the first quarter? Because Ursula and my wife Lillian are the same. Here's why it bothers me for my wife. Do you know how many people would love to get there before kickoff?
Yeah.
Tailgate, all that good stuff.
Why are you getting there after the day? Ursula, talk to us. Why?
Well, a number of reasons. One is it would actually shorten the game. I don't think that this. Now, if my husband was someone who was doing the pregame, then I would find reason to come early.
Thank you. My wife don't even see me do that. Imagine that. But somebody might want to say, "Oh, that's my baby out there on the field." Oh, wait a minute. The last game she was at, she's like, "Oh, babe, I heard you from outside the stadium." I'm like, man. Matter of fact, now that I think about it, since we talking, when people send me pictures of me down on the field, I ain't never got it from my wife.
Even I've sent you a video of you on the screen. Come on.
I have friends who've sent me pictures of you.
It ain't come from my wife. No worries. Every day you have a husband that does that. It's no big deal. All right, y'all. What we doing at 11:30?
Agree to disagree.
All right, agree to disagree next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
When extreme weather hits Western Washington,
a flash flood warning after a critical levee breaks along.
KIRO News Radio is the first place you turn.
We have team coverage this morning.
Live in Auburn, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Which communities are hit hardest?
Skagit River again going to flood to major levels.
What it means for your commute.
Northbound 167 underwater.
MyNorthwest.com and KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM. And the KIRO News Radio app.
It's a fact. When your eyes work correctly, light focuses through both your cornea and your lens to give you high-quality vision. Hi, it's Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision. Here's another fact. As we near age 50, we begin to lose the quality and function of our natural lens. That's when we start to reach for reading glasses and contemplate those cataracts on the horizon, typically in our 70s or later, but inevitable if we get old enough. Fortunately, K2 Vision has the advanced permanent solution for both, refractive lens exchange, or RLE. K2 Vision RLE is a quick, painless procedure that restores distance and near vision permanently. Plus, another thing is permanent. You will never develop a cataract. After over 20 years replacing over 100,000 failing lenses, we will help you determine when it's your right time for RLE. Go to k2visionrle.com and schedule a free Zoom consultation today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers. Permanently.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Ready to order? Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with a Capital One Saver card. So let's just get one of everything.
Everything? Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27 and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Thanks to you, Nourishing Neighbors has raised $2.5 million in grocery cards to help families across Washington. Please make a donation at your local Safeway checkout during the holiday season to battle food insecurity. Visit nourishingneighbors.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Heather Bosch. With tens of thousands of customers still without power following this week's windy storm, utility crews are out in force, and here's something they really shouldn't have to deal with.
We had someone disregard cones and a road closure sign, drive through, and then somehow get themselves high-centered on a utility pole.
Snohomish County PUD's Kelly Stickney there. The windstorm hit Island County particularly hard. Andy lives on Camino Island.
Yeah, I'm done with it, I guess. Yeah, wind's probably the worst.
The entire town of Skykomish is without power. More from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
I can hear the hum of generators all over town, so a lot of this community was prepared. Chase Weber tells me the town has been without power on and off for more than a week.
Lights went out, I think, last Wednesday, came back on Friday or Saturday, and then they went back out
Tuesday, I think.
There are PSE crews working on the outage, but they first have to get to the problem. Rough terrain and downed trees slowing their work. In Skycomish, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Another round of gusty weather is expected this afternoon. Flood warnings remain in effect for several rivers, including the Skagit, Cedar, White, and Green rivers. Most are expected to crest today, but not at the historic levels we saw days ago. Authorities in North Carolina say multiple people have died in the crash of a business plane while landing at a regional airport. Airport Director John Ferguson.
The FAA arrived about 12 o'clock today. They're taking over the scene. They're taking over the investigation.
No word about who was on the plane, but it was owned by retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle, who was born and raised in Vancouver, Washington. The Trump administration is moving to ban transgender care for minors. The Department of Health and Human Services is proposing to cut off federal Medicaid and Medicare funding from hospitals that provide that kind of care, including Seattle Children's Hospital. New numbers show inflation is slowing. Bankrate financial analyst Stephen Cates.
Prices are not falling. Prices are still rising. They're just rising at a slower rate.
The Labor Department's latest consumer price index grew at an annual rate of 2.7% in November, down from 3% in September. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 109 points. NASDAQ ahead 319. KIRO News Radio traffic. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Heather. The Harnish Auto family has the update. We've got a big collision, South 5 heading into Northgate, block of 2 left lanes right before Northgate Way. And this is in the middle of a hefty backup now starting near 175th and Shoreline all the way into Seattle. Once you get past the crash scene, it does loosen up for you. Linwood to Seattle right now taking 35 minutes. Over to Renton, northbound 405 at State Route 169. The off-ramp is partially blocked by a collision. Looks like we've got a tow on scene, so this should be cleared soon. Federal Way to Seattle, 35 minutes. You're slow from the Fife Curve all the way to South Center. And on the water, the Port Townsend Coopville ferry route is out of service right now due to high winds, and that includes the 1145 sailing coming up out of Coopville, the 1230 out of Port Townsend, and then again the 115 sailing out of Coopville. This report brought to you by the Harnish Auto family. 6 dealerships, 1 family. The Harnish Auto family year-end super sale. Wrap up the year with huge savings on popular new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit harnishautofamily.com. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Wet and windy today with highs in the low 50s. It's 43 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is 11:34. Is this one of the suggestions from our listener?
Oh, no, this is one I pulled up. Michael
One
Bublé.
that you pulled up. Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Because we're talking about favorite holiday albums, and
This was a suggestion on the Michael Bublé was a big suggestion on the text.
Absolutely. Okay.
Here's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
If all of us collectively can't stand hearing the Mariah Carey Christmas song, why is it played so much?
I like that song.
It's just the most commonly known one.
You like that song?
I'm a sucker for just about every. It's not my favorite, but actually, I can confidently tell you this: I've not heard that song this season yet. I haven't listened. I haven't listened to it.
You just jinxed yourself.
And that's okay. That's true.
You know what? I haven't either.
Okay, and I'm going to actually go one further.
Okay.
I think people just like to complain about it. They actually don't hate it.
You know what, Ursula? That's a good point.
Yeah,
it's a
don't you think?
banger.
Yeah.
Because there's a reason why, and it sticks in your head. And
You
it's one
hear
of
those first notes. and-
Exactly. You know exactly what it is. It's part of the season.
You know, the last Seahawks game on Sunday against the Colts, the DJ was playing Beyonce, all the single ladies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I was on stage, and so I could see out there in the crowd.
And what were people doing?
What were the men doing? They were dancing
Thank you.
and singing the words, and they was doing it just like Beyonce. And I was thinking to myself, Self, what the hell you doing dancing to this? So, I don't like Beyonce.
Yeah.
All the single ladies,
Yeah.
all the single ladies.
Or I don't like Mariah Carey in that song. And in fact, we sing it every year.
Ursula, you low-key nailed that. Agree to disagree, brought to you by Garden Roofing and Gutters. One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
Wonderful Christmas Time is my favorite Christmas song, in case you were curious. But let's keep it in the holiday theme here. And Ursula, I want to start with you here. What is the proper etiquette for bringing something to the holiday party? Is it better to show up empty-handed or not, or just not show up at all? What's the etiquette there?
It's never better to show up empty-handed unless someone explicitly says, please don't bring anything because we have everything covered. And then I would just focus on giving a host gift.
Okay.
Versus bringing something to add. But I would always ask, first of all, what can I bring? What do you need more of? Like, what do you want? Because, again, I always appreciate it when someone helps you out.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll usually say something easy like, why don't you bring a dessert? Or why don't you bring a salad?
Okay.
But, yeah, don't come empty-handed unless someone explicitly tells you.
I'm with Ursula. I agree. But as Ursula just did, I want to take it a step further. If you are having a holiday gift, get together and all that, and you reach out to someone and say, hey, Jerry, I want you to bring paper plates. That is the most disrespectful ask in the world. Stop asking people to bring paper plates. You're basically telling them that their contribution to the party is very minimal. As a matter of fact, if you're bringing paper plates, you almost didn't even get invited.
Wait, hold on. Okay, I'm going to go even further.
Okay.
Have you ever, though, in your hosting, been in the position where you realize, dang, I thought of everything but the paper plates.
Yep.
Or I thought of everything, but, oh, my God, I didn't get enough ice. Can you stop by and get ice?
See? And then what ends up happening is you do that, and then y'all all getting together, and they sitting around. They're like, hey, Ernie, what they ask you to bring? Ice. Hey, Nikki, what they ask you to bring? Oh, potato salad and these things.
Can I
you start
tell you,
looking at guests differently.
I have never, ever, ever in my life had a conversation with people at a party and said, hey, what did you bring?
Nah, actually, you're right. That's a good point.
I want to take this one step further here.
You're right.
You bring the bottle of wine, right?
Yeah.
And it sits there?
No.
And it sits there?
Nah.
And it sits there.
Gee and Ursula Show exclusive.
Yeah.
No. You do not take the wine. Ursula, we on the same page.
We are.
No.
Unless, and I am that host that says this, I will say, please take your wine. Why? Because I don't drink. And it truly will go to waste.
That's true.
This one, Ursula, you weren't here yesterday, but we had an interesting conversation about the role of pets in our lives and what pets, what they can be. Now, this was an interesting story here. Would you be okay with classifying your pets as a dependent? That is a legal fight going on in California right now as this woman is trying to claim that she can write off the expenses for her dog because the dog's a dependent. Gee, are you buying it? Should pets be dependents?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you take your pet to the vet, is it a $50 charge? No, right? When you're feeding your pet every single day, once a day, twice a day, you get ready to go out of town, you got to go pay for the pet sitting services, you got to pay for somebody to come walk your dog, or you got to pay for Nick to come house sit. Yeah, you should be able to claim them as a dependent.
No. And
Ursula always hating on people's paycheck, on their money.
Well, excuse me, what? No, I don't.
Why you say no,
don't.
Ursula?
But I was just going to say, but I don't have a great argument other than it seems ridiculous. But I could actually probably easily argue why it should be considered a dependent. But I would say change the law. Change the law.
How much money does it cost you to go out of town and leave Scooter?
$50 a night. $55 a night. I have a great dog sitter at Rover. Do I want it? But that's part of the cost of having a pet. You choose to have a pet. Okay, you choose to have children. You choose to have a pet. And And with that comes responsibility, and I just don't believe it should be
How
the
about this?
government's responsibility
Okay.
to take care of my pets.
Watch this. Hey, all pet lovers, watch this. Watch this. If you adopt a dog, then you can claim that animal as a dependent.
I'm right there with that.
So now we are tackling, right, all of these dogs that are in shelters.
Oh, okay. You might be onto something, G. You might be onto something. How about this? Because if the dog is a service animal.
Yeah, and I think that might have been something. I can't remember
If there's
specifically. I
that
think he
detail,
was, yeah.
That detail, that would actually be interesting to see how the court rules.
Well, my dog.
And if it goes all the way up to the Supreme Court so that it could be precedent setting.
Let me tell you something, Ursula.
Is your cat's a service animal?
Let me tell you something. My cats can identify as service animals.
Stop.
I'm sure this is what
they can't.
This is what Marshawn Lynch would say. Just a little baby tax credit.
Yeah.
Just a little baby tax credit.
Okay, you guys text us 888-973-5476 888-973
Ernie's a hater. G has been living in Seattle for way too long.
Ernie is
he's a hater.
Spicy today.
Yeah.
He is spicy today, although he did text me a picture of his beautiful Christmas tree. And I will live vicariously through Ernie.
You notice he sent it to you. All right, everybody. Text messages, feedback, and then we'll have Ursula's words to live by.
It's the biggest one all year for the Seahawks.
That's the kind of football you want to be playing in December. You know, championship football.
It's another level that we can reach.
On the line, a shot at the division championship and a possible #1 seed in the playoffs, all under the Thursday night lights. It doesn't get any bigger than this. Seahawks, Rams, tonight at Lumen Field. Kickoff at 5:15.
This should be fun.
On KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM.
Okay, to make things clear, retirement is still some years away from me. But when you start thinking seriously about it, it sneaks up on you. One day you're planning kids' activities. The next you're thinking about your Social Security, your future travel plans, maybe if you're lucky, your grandkids. You cannot just hope that your savings are going to stretch through all those plans. You need an actual plan that will fit your life and your goals. And that is where Trajan Wealth comes in. At Trajan Wealth, you're working with fiduciary advisors, which means they're not going to be selling you products. They are acting in your best interest. And you can feel the difference. I can tell you that. Trajan is veteran-owned and they're family-run. They specialize in helping people with $500,000 or more in savings to help you protect and grow what you have worked so hard to achieve. If you are ready to figure out your future, call Trajan Wealth at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300 or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC. SEC registered investment advisor. Client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Xfinity is the network you can rely on. Like a close friend who will give it to you straight. The friend who will tell you that new haircut, it's not great. Friends make sure friends get good haircuts. And Xfinity makes sure you get a good deal on Wi-Fi. Xfinity gives you reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi at our best price. This holiday season through January 4th, get gig speed Wi-Fi for just $50 a month for 5 whole years. No strings, no commitments. Just super fast, reliable gig speed Wi-Fi with our best equipment and unlimited data included. Save yourself from questionable decisions and save over Verizon and AT&T. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Xfinity Internet powered by fiber and connected to premises by coaxial cable. Actual speeds vary.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? back. If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's officially Subaru season, and now is the perfect time to upgrade. Subaru of Puyallup has a great selection of 2025 models with exceptional savings, including the all-weather favorites, the Crosstrek and Outback. Don't miss the 2025 Subaru Share the Love event, where Subaru and Subaru of Puyallup donate $350 to charity for every new vehicle purchased. Start shopping today at SubaruofPuyallup.com. Subaru of Puyallup, your stress-free dealership.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Veterans, if you're struggling with bills, VA loan expert Steve Teitler of Best Mortgage says he may be able to cut your monthly expenses.
Many people accumulated a lot of debt over the past few years, and even if you have a low mortgage rate, your total monthly payments may be a struggle. The good news is VA loan rates have dropped, and that means you can do a VA cash-out refinance to pay off your high-interest rate debt and roll everything into one low monthly payment. For example, one of our VA clients saved $1,268 per month. And remember, with a VA loan, you can buy a home with no money down.
And you always talk to a real person, not an AI robot.
That's right. Whether you're a veteran or seeking a conventional loan, you'll talk directly to me or a highly experienced senior advisor, never an AI bot.
Honest advice you can trust from the VA loan experts. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, 425-649-6000.
Hey, it's Jason Rantz. Our local tax expert Greg Nunn wants taxpayers to know the IRS is now going after older cases very aggressively. If you received Form CP-504 from the IRS, do not ignore it. Be proactive and resolve your situation with Greg Nunn, N-U-N-N, None Better Tax Resolution.
Storm damage can hit your home hard. Your roof, siding, windows, and even your deck. That's why we're here 24/7 to respond when you need us most. Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. From emergency repairs to complete replacements, State Roofing and Exteriors has the team, the skills, and the experience to protect your home after the storm. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. I still got the news boss open. That means I'm still working around
Yeah, you
here.
are. And you're going to keep working because you got the big game tonight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got the game tonight. All right, Ursula, what's up with these text messages?
Okay, well, let's start. Oh, wait a minute. Charlie's investigative report.
Yeah.
If you missed any part of that, you need to listen. mynorthwest.com. You can find it there. It is, I will say, you know how long I've worked here. I will say that is some of the best reporting I've ever heard on our radio station.
Charlie,
truly, you need to.
Charlie Hark is a
listen to
bad man. He's good.
Yeah, he's so good. Okay, 253 says, ER nurse here. We send kids home all the time with altered or high parents. As long as they assure us they are not driving, there's nothing we can do. This system is more than broken. I hope once these kids grow up, they sue the city and get big payouts if they don't end up on the streets themselves.
Hey, Ursula, how often do we talk about the system? Kevin in Seattle says, 9-year-old intent. Thanks to Charlie, this brings tears to my eyes. We need to demand that this child is rescued today. What is wrong with us?
Tamara in Tacoma says, sounds like the legislature needs to redefine harm She's exactly right, which should include mental and emotional harm. And I wanted to share one other one from Josh in Auburn, who says, that story about the 9-year-old boy was heartbreaking. Something needs to change. My brother and I had CPS called on my mother while we were on vacation. The friend watching our house let a stranger in claiming they had a delivery. My mom had us living in hoarder conditions, but nothing similar to this boy. In fact, they made it worse, though, by evicting us from our house with the help of the police department and the village. We had to live in a tent in our backyard, and if we were caught during patrols and checks in the house, they would arrest and fine my mom. We would sneak in the back, but all was due to a neighbor who was nosy. We were fine, had water, heat, food, and shelter, and they forced us to live outside in poor conditions. The whole system is messed up, and that boy will have forever trauma.
Wow. Big night for the Seahawks. Our good friend Lori in the 206 says, forego gifts for the Seahawks win? Hell yeah. I'm staying home from the game since we are in Green River Valley in case we get told to evacuate.
Oh. Someone else texted in and also said, hey, during the game, that's a great time to go shopping because a lot of people are going to be busy with the game.
I've known of people to go shopping during big games.
When do you show up to the stadium? Barry in the 253 says, Seattle sports fans are fashionably late. Barry, you are correct.
206 says, the raising of the 12 flag is my favorite. Always there 30 minutes earlier. To which I say 206, absolutely. That is the best part.
See, now, that would be another reason to see you, G, do your pregame show and then also raising the 12-man flag.
What you mean? You ain't seen your boy yet.
Well, it would help if I could afford tickets. Okay, I could. But okay, more texts about what hill would you die on when it comes to the holidays.
Yeah.
253 said, my Christmas have-tos, spend good time with family, might not always be Christmas Day, and give time, food, or gifts to those less fortunate. 253, you are a good person.
Chantel from University Place says, my husband and I have present opening with the kids and another present opening when the kids are in bed.
Uh-huh. That's when the lingerie comes out.
Okay, Chantel. Okay.
Ernie and Kent wants to know, what shoes are you going to be wearing with those PJs?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question, Ernie.
Because I know you don't want just bare feet.
Yeah, no. You can't do that. Even though I'm going to have my toes did because I'm getting ready to go get a pedicure this weekend. But you know what, Ernie? I tell you what I'm going to do. By the way, I'm going to take this. Somebody texted in, and I just realized something. We're going to be in silk pajamas, and we probably should have got like some wool or some plaid or something. Are people gonna be looking at us ridiculous with the silk pajamas?
No,
I'm cool.
It's so apropos for you and Lillian. Of course you're gonna do silk. Come on,
you're gonna be showing that off. What are you kidding me?
Ursula, it's time for words to live by. What you got?
I love this. This is from Terry Marshall, who says the holiday season is a perfect time to reflect on our blessings and to seek out ways to make life better for those around us. Can never go wrong with that.
Imani says Gucci flip-flops. And if you know, you know. Hey, Nick, what you got?
Well, before you even blink, we're just a single week away from all the gift-giving festivities for that special Christmas day. But with this year's situation, I would let gifts disappear if it meant a primetime victory for a Seahawks game that's near.
Just give it away.
And I'm sure G would give up the hope of Lillian seeing him work or Ursula losing Käse Spatula dishes as a perk. But if it ain't Käse Spatula, don't come empty-handed. Just at least bring them paper plates and napkins over, at least for the fam. Come on.
Hey, can we get more country music? I don't know if y'all know this. Yeah. I love country music. All it is R&B slowed down.
Well, ever since Beyonce came with that album, you like country, don't you?
Maybe. I was gonna say, since when?
No. Go back. 1990 for the mid-90s. Garth Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got friends.
And Taylor Swift was originally a country singer.
Mm-hmm.
This is George Strait here.
Nice.
And by the way, that old country was good. George Strait and them.
Oh yeah, classic.
Reba McEntire. See, I feel I talk I talk a certain type of way when I'm listening to country, Ursula. All right, we got to get going. Ursula, we're going to do this again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we are.
You're going to be here tomorrow, right? Because it's Friday, Fresh Friday, because you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
I really ain't doing nothing tomorrow. Hey, thank you, Ursula. Appreciate you. Hey,
appreciate you.
Paul, thanks, man.
Happy to be here.
All right, Nick. What's up, man? Hey, are you ready for Christmas, bro?
Oh, yeah. Just 1 week away, baby.
Nick, real quick, who's going to win the game tonight?
Seahawks. They're more healthy. They've got the edge. They're at home. It's a comeback. It's a get-right game for them, for the offense. They got to get right.
I think Nick is right, but gee, who's going to win?
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Paul?
27-24, Seahawks.
Hey, all right, Jake and Spike Show coming in next. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Our honeymoon that night in Frisco Bay, she said, give it away. Well, I can't give it away.
Hey, Brock Heward here with Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy, inviting you to come work with IRG. And Shannon, what kind of staff are you looking for at IRG?
Brock, we're looking for all kinds of clinical staff, physical therapists, occupational therapists, athletic trainers, certified occupational therapy technicians, physical therapy assistants, you name it on the clinical side. We are looking for those folks. But we are really looking for folks that want to come to an organization that want to be part of our culture and change the culture and work with us to provide the best care and service we can to our patients, our team, and our community. So those clinical people out there, we're looking for you. We also provide advanced certification. We want to provide you mentorship. We want you to grow personally and professionally here at IRG.
And with over 40 clinics throughout the Pacific Northwest, you've got the opportunity to work in the city you want. Just head over to irgpt.com/careers. That's irgpt.com/careers.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day. That's cvshealth.com/investor day.
Your best source for local news, KIRO News Radio.